contest keyword is draw, D-R-A-W. You have until 25 minutes after the hour to enter it on the Fanatic app or at 975thefanatic.com, or you can text it to the special contest short code of 45911, 45911. One random entry wins $1,000 in this company-wide contest. Winners get a call from Beasley. So be sure to answer your phone. Contest rules, 975thefanatic.com. Fanatic Parlay Cash is stood up by Iron Mountain Men's Health. 5 chances to win each weekday. 8 and 10 a.m., noon, 3 and 5 p.m. Hoo-ah!
Middays with Marks. The voices you trust. John Marks, Sean Brace, and Ray Dunn. All Philadelphia, all day. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
All right, it is Middays with Marks. John Marks, Sean Brace, Brandon Dutz. Get the song out of here. Hit it, Dutz. Hit it.
Wake up, Philadelphia, and let me hear you sing. The orange and the black, the orange and the black. Do not be attacked. We are the orange and the black.
We are here. This is a huge weekend, a huge couple weeks here. All right. Give me something for the Sixers, Dutzy. Never done before on the radio. We play a Sixers song. Play the goddamn song. Play it. Yeah, you got to play McGinnis. Get excited, 76ers.
Are you kidding me? Get excited.
You see what they're talking about there? Dr. J, Moses Malone, Larry Bird.
Yeah, baby.
Charles Barkley.
Yeah, baby.
The real days of the 76ers. And last but not least, Dutzy, we got to do something for the Phillies who have a big weekend series. Oh, come on.
Oh, that ain't right. That ain't right.
Tell you what, good time for the Phillies to have the other two teams in the playoffs right now. Because, I mean, I'm not paying as close as attention this weekend. They got the Braves coming in.
Yeah.
Oh, they got a tough series this weekend.
Jeff Blauser, Mark Lemke,
Oh, hated Blauser and Lemke. Otis Nixon.
Audible McDowell. Was it Francisco Cabrera?
Cabrera. Yep, all those annoying Braves.
Sid Bream.
Wow. He scored from third base, right?
Yeah.
All right, well, there we go. Middays with Marks, John Marks, Sean Brace. Dutzy's in for Ray.
One more. Somebody said this the other day on radio. They said nobody played center field more shallow than Jim Edmonds. I challenge that. Andrew Jones played the best center field in for my money.
Yeah, but
I thought
shallow.
Do you think Andrew played everywhere, man? He played shallow. Would you agree with that statement?
I mean, surprised we're talking about it at 10:03. You want to break down Jim Edmonds being the shallowest center fielder on defense?
Yeah,
now, did they mean he was shallow like he was his personality? He was shallow about things, maybe?
He's got some off-the-field issues. You're right about that.
All right. Well, listen, now we know. I was feverishly looking for the schedule last night after the games were over to see when the Flyers are playing. We know when the 76ers are playing. And you know what? And this is really, really cool, especially here at the Fanatic. I'll make it about us for a second. All right, we may not be the home of the Eagles or the home of the Phillies, but we're proud to be the home of the Philadelphia Flyers and the Philadelphia 76ers. Unfortunately, we haven't had this bounty of great success with our winter teams here on the station. The Flyers really haven't been in the playoffs, and the Sixers, if anything, have been more disappointing than anything else over the last however many years. And it's nice to actually have both teams in the playoffs. And the expectations with the Sixers, they are what they are. Let's win a game and see what happens, right? But with the Flyers, you should be feeling really good as a Flyers fan, whether you're a dieharder or a Zamboner like me. Like, this is what we watch sports for. It's fun. And it's against, you talk about rivalries in this city.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, outside of the Cowboys and the Eagles, which I guess it's actually more balanced now because the Eagles are so good and the Cowboys stink. And the Cowboys fans actually hate us now to where they didn't care before because they won and we didn't, but now they hate us. But the Penguins and the Flyers are maybe the most heated rivalry. See what I did there?
Oh.
The most heated rivalry in the city right now. I'm just saying, like they hate us out there probably more than we hate them.
Yeah.
And the Flyers have had no success. So for them to still feel the way they feel about us is crazy. And then you have the Celtics and the 76ers. But, man, you have the top two rivalries outside of the Eagles and the Cowboys in the city.
Yeah, you're right. And when it comes to hockey, and it's funny because obviously the Penguins have had a ton of success as far as a franchise, winning all those cups, having Sidney Crosby, like almost having the last word, right? The last laugh. Am I
We
fair to
should
say
be
that?
beneath them.
That's what's hitting me more than anything. It's like, wait a minute. It's almost like, for a lack of a better example, I don't think the Cowboys really look at us the same way that we look at the Cowboys. Like Cowboy fans, excuse me.
It was forget the Philadelphia Cowboy fans, not them, but the actual Cowboy
Correct.
fans wherever else.
Yeah.
It was a one-way rivalry.
Yes.
They looked at us and said, why do they hate us that much? But the Eagles being good and the Cowboys being that pathetic, and now we're rubbing their face in it. Now they hate Eagles fans more than they ever did. But to your point, it wasn't the natural rivalry. We wanted it to be. We hated them, but it wasn't a two-way.
Yeah, and they had a bunch of playoff matchups, including in those runs as far as 2012. They matched up 09, 08. So we've seen the Pens before in the playoffs, 18 as well. And, look, the regular season, it brings it as well. Obviously interstate more than anything. But bottom line is the Penguins have been a great franchise, and that's why we pay attention to them the most. That's why.
Yeah, no, I take it. The Flyers haven't won, but as a sports fan in the city, the fact that another city that's had, you think of the success they've had.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't just Maryland Mew and they're talking about Stanley Cups back in the 90s and the 2000s. No, then they bring in Sidney Crosby and Malkin and that crew, and they're winning Stanley Cups.
Yeah, they hit the reset button. Yep.
But yet they still hate us as much as they have before when we were playing. It's great.
We're doing something right. And we got their attention this time around because I'll tell you what, John, I know you know this as well. Snooping on the timeline, they are definitely worried. Penguin fans, Penguin media, Penguin players, we are on their mind. The Flyers, I said we. The Flyers are on their mind. They are definitely worried about this matchup.
Give me the horn. You're saying we. Give me the horn.
I got the horn. I'm giving it to you, too. We're not hitting it. Let's go, Van.
So here's what I want.
Philadelphia is a hockey city.
We'll listen in on what they're talking about in Pittsburgh. It's probably very boring. We may not go to it, but we'll try. Maybe we can even get some of our callers to call them and prank them or yell at them.
Man, I'll tell you what, Bill's got to be really hurting down in Disney this week.
He is. It's killing him. He texted me that yesterday. It's killing him. And when I was in Disney, it wasn't the Flyers in the playoffs. It was, what was it, Devin Caney controversy. I was like, oh, my God. I wish I could talk about it. But there were other stuff, too.
Do you think Bill tried to pitch the idea to come home a day early?
No, I think he wanted to do the show from his room.
Oh, probably that. And he would, that freak.
So I know, Sean, that there's a lot of Pittsburghers that live among us, right? They've moved here. They grew up there. Maybe they moved here for work. Maybe they went to school here. Whatever it is, I know you're out there because I know a number of them. And they feel the rivalry as much as we do. Can we talk to a couple today? Can we hear from a couple today on what it is? The Flyers haven't been good in forever. The Penguins fans hate us as much as they ever have. Why? I would be, if it was me, I'd be like, the Penguins are in the playoffs now? Oh, the Penguins. Like, they're beneath us.
Yeah.
We're, as a hockey team, we're beneath the Penguins, not even close. But they're so mad.
They are.
So there's three ways to do it. Phone line 610-632-0975. 610-632-0975. Davis Honda text line. And the texts, of course, but the voice memos. Send us a voice memo. If you don't know how to do it, Google it. But hit that, if you're on an iPhone, hit that little button, the plus button, and then a box will pop up, and then you hit the audio button. Immediately, you start recording it, and then just send it. And it's like a no-obligation way to tell us what you're thinking. Just leave your name, location, and occupation. And it's the same number for all of them, 610-632-0975. That's the Davis Honda text line. All right? And we'll start with your phone calls. And Sean will also bring the 76ers into it because, frankly, it pains me that the rivalry is really not there because the Sixers haven't been good forever.
Yeah, just look at what Joel Embiid said himself. It's not a rivalry. They've been kicking our ass.
He's so right.
He is right.
So you win some games, I think things will change. But growing up, if there was a number one rival for me, Celtics. Dr. J, who was my hero, and Larry Bird were choking each other in a game in the mid-'80s.
Yeah.
Sedale 3 punched Danny Ainge. He cheap shotted him. There's been so many fights.
That's a name right there. Yeah, I wish I was more in tune and around in the 80s. I was a little young whippersnapper born in 81. But to miss those years with the 76ers and how great they were. Like,
going back and forth in Eastern Conference Finals, beat LA, which was so cool when the Sixers were getting chanted that, and then they win.
Yep.
It was special. We'll dive into that coming up next with a Boston personality, a Boston sports personality, well known, says the Celtics should be ashamed if they don't sweep the Sixers. We'll play that for you coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Big test for the Phillies. I'm Brandon Dutz, and the Phillies start a huge series tonight against the Atlanta Braves, who currently sit atop the NL East. It's been a tough start for the Phils, coming off a series loss to the Cubs. Jim Salisbury of NBC Sports Philadelphia joined Unfiltered and discussed if it's time to hit the panic button.
I think it's too early to say they'll be playing golf in October. I think it's too early to say they need a managerial change. I think it's too early to be in panic mode. I'm never in panic mode. I think it's a bad emotion for this game.
The Flyers will play the Pittsburgh Penguins in their first playoff game since the 2019 season. Puck drop is set for 8 o'clock, and you can listen to the game right here on The Fanatic. After taking down the Magic, the 76ers will look to keep the momentum going against the Celtics on Sunday. Tip-off for the first game is set for 1 o'clock, and you can listen to that one right here live on The Fanatic. We are now less than a week away from the NFL Draft, where the Eagles have a total of 8 picks. This update is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call the 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MADD-HELP or visit MAD.org. I'm Brandon Dutz on the home of the 76ers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and The Fanatic app.
John, give me your thoughts on Unfiltered with Ricky and Bill.
All right, Ricky Bo, Bill Colarulo. Is there anybody in Philadelphia that I'd rather hear from on the Phillies than Ricky Bo? The answer is no. That's why I check him out every day on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Unfiltered, Monday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. 97.5 The Fanatic and The Fanatic app.
Hey, it's John Kincade from our friends at Bernard Jewelers in Exeter in Newtown Square. And you know, Mother's Day has a way of making you reflect back on your own mom and how she helped you growing up and how your wife takes care of your children and how you want to honor them with a special gift. Well, Bernard Jewelers has got everything you could potentially want. So whether it's a pair of classic diamond earrings, a bracelet that she can wear every day, or one that she's going to glance down and say, man, they thought of me and love me so much, you're going to love that pendant necklace you give her because she's going to enjoy that forever. Or an eternity band that says thank you over and over again. Every mom's favorite could be a collection of gemstones that represent who made her a mom. We gave my mom one of those rings one time, and Benari Jewelers can make one perfectly for her. Benari's showroom is filled with thoughtful gifts and a staff that's overjoyed to help you pick out the perfect gift to show mom why she's so appreciated. I'm telling you, a gift from Benari is perfect for Mother's Day. Benari Jewelers, Exeter, Newtown Square, and online at BenariJewelers.com. Tell them John Kincade sent you in, so you're going to be the best gift giver this Mother's Day.
I told my buyers, let's get them bought. Right now is the time to go. GiveMeTheVin.com is America's best car buyer, paying top dollar for your car, truck, sports car, exotic. What are you waiting for? We want to buy your car right now. Find out why thousands of satisfied customers across the United States put more money in their pocket by going to GiveMeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Hey, this is Andrew Salciunas.
I'm John Kincade.
This is Bill Colarulo.
Ricky Metallico here.
And I'm John Marks.
We've done some great work with businesses all across the Delaware Valley.
Companies like Waste Management's Baxter, Family and Company Jewelers, and Comcast Business.
We only endorse businesses and products that we truly use and value.
Think about the impact of hearing Fanatic personalities talking about your organization and driving.
Yeah, we need all heavy rock. It needs to feel like a Flyers game, and then we can mix in the Sixers as well.
Yeah, it does have that vibe, right? Hockey is. Look,
A lot of white people. Let's be honest.
Volbeat, the Warriors, I think the Warrior call. Let's get rid of the robot. They play that at. That gets me.
There's a
fired up.
reason why under that hockey horn it's Van Halen and not Cool G-Rap or Big Daddy Kane. You know what I mean? Just saying.
That's good.
And
That's
it works.
good.
And it works.
Oh, look, they do a great job down there. That arena is rocking. Flyers faithful have been packing it up even through the bad years, and it's exciting right now, man. It really is. Hey, you said something about Pittsburgh fans and and it got my brain going because my buddy Sam Ostry from The Score,
Love Sam.
never been to a Flyers game, never been to a hockey game. Said he's a hoop head. He's a young hoop head. Said maybe he's watched 3 hockey games in his life.
So if you're this is what I like. For my dad, he's a Philly Eagle. Not big 76ers, but the Sixers are so good back then with Doc. It was I love the Sixers as a young kid.
Yeah.
But he was never a Flyers fan. So I had to find the Flyers on my own. I didn't go to a Flyers game until I was probably an adult. And I watched the Flyers. They were definitely my fourth team, but I watched them as a kid. I still liked them.
Well, I know you're throwing it out there to get some people to chime in here. If those Flyer fans, if those Philadelphia sports fans exist, like Sam, that have never been to a Flyers game, and now it's got your attention, I think I'd love to hear from that person too. Right?
We need tickets to give away to that person so they can go to their first game.
Literally, when Sam said that to Sean and myself, we were like, "Wait, what? You don't even watch the Flyer?" So he's fired up for tomorrow.
Sure, like me.
He can't wait to watch it. Yeah.
Okay,
so
good.
It's got everybody going right now. It's got their attention.
You go tell Sam he's not allowed to watch because he's not a diehard Flyers fan like you tell me. I'm watching anyway, suckers. No, people have been very welcoming towards me. I've gotten some positive emails saying, dude, don't listen to these other people. And I'm like, I'm not listening to anything because no one, like I had said, the guy DMs me and then I just mentioned something about his profile and we were friends 2 minutes later and he's like, I'm sorry, I'll stop giving you crap. It's like, okay.
You know how it is.
But I mean, and by the way, how about this? Breaking news. I will be anchoring the Flyers postseason postgame shows.
What?
Right here on 97.5 The Fanatic.
That gets you a little horny.
There's no doubt Flyers fans across the Delaware Valley are feeling very good about this.
Wait. So you're doing the post game for the Flyers on 97.5 The Fanatic.
That's correct.
That is awesome, dude.
Starting Saturday night.
That is great.
And joining me on Saturday night will be Jason Martinez.
There you go.
So here's the idea that I pitched to Scott Masteller, our program director. I said, "Yo, let me do post game during the playoffs.
Okay,
like we need it, but I want to do it with Colarulo." And so I'd already texted Bill, "Would you do it?" And he's like, "Yeah, of course I would do it." Now he's in Disney, so Jason's going to fill in this week. But after that, it's going to be me and Bill.
Gotcha. Makes sense. Yeah, that's a great tandem. No matter what, you can't go wrong. I listen to Jason with at the post game. He's incredible. He's incredible, and of course we know his history with the team, and in this year how important it was. Just really cool to see with what he's been going through, that fight with cancer, and how much they really. Rolled out the red carpet for him, man. Pun intended, too. They had him out there dropping the puck, and the players stick tapping. Jason knows the game better than most, so I can't wait to listen.
I mean, listen, I know the game too, but not quite as much as Jason. So I'll have 2 hockey guys with me, and I'm just going to bust Bill Stones because he's such a Flyers nerd.
Yeah, he is.
And he doesn't get acceptance from the gatekeepers out there as a true fan, even though he's a bigger fan than most people that almost anybody else I've ever met.
This will be appointment radio.
Yeah.
Dare I say.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. All right, so before we get back into it here, and we'll play what Michael Holley up in Boston said about the Celtics in the series, you said something yesterday. I want to make sure, and we're going to get this because I want to make sure we have this so you don't try to weasel out or there's any well, no, I didn't really say that. Or no, that's not what I meant. We need to get this on Dutz. Make sure we're rolling right now. I know we're on YouTube.
All right.
Yesterday, Sean Bray said, if the 76ers beat the Celtics in Game 1, he will do the show Monday painted in blue.
Yeah.
Not the series, Game 1. So, go ahead.
Is that my camera right there? Camera 2?
That's it.
Camera 2 looking right into your eye. The 76ers as a 12.5-point underdog, if they go on the road, because everybody was making a case about Game 1, Tatum struggles in the play. all the nonsense was being tossed out of my timeline yesterday. I love the 76ers, but putting that to the side, they win in game 1 in Boston as a 12.5-point underdog. However, if they do, I will sit here Monday and do a 4-hour radio show, all blue, as the Blue Man Group type guy from Vegas.
Give me the horn.
Oh, I got the horn.
Give me the horn. No shirt?
No shirt, blue.
No hat?
No hat.
Pants, of course, or
Pants.
shorts.
Yeah, it will be waist up. It will be blue.
Okay.
All waist up.
Okay, so no blue. You don't have to paint your legs blue.
Dutz is going to help me. He's going to paint my back. Yep.
Are you shaving the back first?
That is right.
What? Excuse me?
That's right.
Oh, Ray will help me.
Yeah, I'm not helping
Ray
that.
will paint my back. Paint my back, Ray. And, yeah, but I don't have to worry about this because they're not winning that game. It has nothing to do with the spread. This is just going up there and winning the game. Oh, by the way.
But the best chance to win a game up there is game 1, for sure.
Plus 470 on the money line if you're feeling froggy, too. So
No, honestly, I think the best chance for them to win a game is game 1 or game 4. So that's their best chance.
This is what I plan to do is I will put $25 on the Sixers money line. So if they do win and I got to paint myself blue, at least I made some money from it.
It's a good hedge. Good job. I love that. All right,
I'm in.
We're gonna hold you to it.
All right.
So you're already waving the white flag with the Sixers.
Come on.
So I picked them to lose in 5. I do think they win one game, and I hope it's on Sunday. But I don't know how you could have any expectation other than that. But here's what Michael Holley, formerly of ESPN, he's done Boston media for decades up there. He said this on their NBC Sports Boston about the series against the Sixers. Here it is.
If the Celtics lose one game, if they lose one game to the Sixers, shame on them. I'm going to give you a hot take of all hot takes. If they lose a game to Philadelphia, this series is lopsided. Well, the first game of the season, when the Celtics started off 0-3, they lost their first game to the Sixers. They went to Philadelphia. They had another close game. It was a different era. It feels like a different era of the Celtics. This Celtics team with Jason Tatum back and Jaylen Brown playing at this level, they should have no problems with Philadelphia.
Oh, I mean, the disrespect of not even a game. But what Holly's saying is this is a team with a championship pedigree, and if they don't go and mop up the Sixers, just like throw them in the sewer, like it's a 1-8. And this in a 1-8 against a team that feels like they should win the championship, you shouldn't even lose a game to them. He's absolutely right. Now, will that happen? Is it closer to they're getting swept or it's a competitive series?
I apologize. Did you say this was a 1-8?
Yeah.
No, this is 2. Boston
or 2-8.
Yeah.
No, but this
2-7.
This is like a 2-8. This is like a 1-8.
Yeah.
This shouldn't be in competitive series.
Correct. Yes. Well, right now it's plus 600 from the 76ers on Sportsbook.
Closer to a sweep or a competitive series. And if I say competitive series, that's 6 games, maybe, or they lose. They win a game, but they're competitive in them?
I'm sorry. I got enough ammo for the Flyers. I can't really give you the fake ammunition for the Sixers. I'm a guy that was telling you that the Magic were going to beat them. They deserve a lot of credit. They won that game. I salute them. But this is a different world. This is a Boston. This is a championship team. This is a team that was looking like a championship team without their best player. And now Jaylen Brown and the season that he just had was an MVP candidate, and some are saying he's better than Jason Tatum. Like, it's pick your poison. I just don't know how they're not going to stop them. Like, Boston's going to throw up 130 in every game. You think the Sixers are scoring anything close to that?
No.
I hate it. If Joel Embiid was playing, I would sing a different tune. I promise you I would. I would sit here and tell you they could win a game. I would sit here and tell you they could probably win 2.
Yep.
But, like, I'm not holding my breath on that. And hope. Oh, I hope, Johnny. No, I'm just put an end to the misery.
Really? Is that what the series is?
That's where I'm at. I hate it. Unless they prove me wrong and then they go in there and make it interesting.
But forget about proving you wrong, but just the fact that you're going into a series against Boston, like we were talking about the rivalry. How can we have rivalry talk right now? You know what I mean? Like, I could sit here and the Boston Strangler, Andrew Toney, Doc, Moses, Larry Bird, Kevin McHale, Robert Parrish, Cedric Maxwell, Cornbread Maxwell, who fought a fan. A fan fought Cedric Maxwell.
He is awesome on podcasts. They picked him up all in the smoke, I want to say. Vernon Maxwell's the best.
I'm trying to get him for next week.
Really?
Well, yeah, because our sister station in Boston has the games.
Yeah. It's great.
Yeah. So, But yeah, like that's the rivalry I want to talk about. Like, oh, Celtics-Sixers, and you're going into the series saying like, I hope we don't get swept. Or you know what? Here's what we're really saying. I don't care. Isn't that kind of what we're saying? I mean, we do. Yeah. But do we really care?
No, I just said it, So at the end of the day, I guess you could hold me to it and say, it sounds like you don't really care. I care. I'll watch game 1 Sunday. I'm ready to go, but I'm not believing it.
Well, no, you're a fan. Yeah. And as a fan, you're entitled to care but not care. Because you have to have realistic expectations.
That's where I'm at. It's been one-sided. It's a better coach team, better run franchise. I'm not sitting here and telling you that it's going to be a blowout in every one of those games, but when it comes down to it, it doesn't have to be. All you have to do is win 4 games. The Boston Celtics aren't going to lose that many games to lose the series. So, and I don't think anybody's out there saying, except for Sean Bernard, that the 76ers are going to win this series. I think everybody's just holding out hope that it's competitive. Good. Give me something to watch. Although I'm all flyered up, so I'm paying attention to the Stanley Cup playoffs. I'm checking out the West, who we're going to be matching up in the Stanley Cup Finals.
Oh, look at you.
I got my eyes all over the NHL. I'm on the ice.
I'm not doing any of that.
Oh, I'm scouting right now.
I'm watching the fight. It's enough.
I'll take it down. You ready for this? Sirius satellite radio. Sorry. I apologize. I scanned. I was listening to NHL radio on the way in. NHL radio. How about that? How about that?
How about that? As Ray said, do we have a voice? Do we have a Flyers voice memo on the Davis Honda text line? Hit it.
Hi, this is Mike from Deptford. I'm predicting the Flyers in 6 games. I think that the Penguins are an old and slow team. They can score goals at will for sure, but they are old and slow. All their stars are in their late 30s. They are weak defensively, and they have terrible goaltending. All recipes for success for the Flyers. If the Flyers can stay out of the penalty box, which will be hard because this is a team where the emotions are going to be very high, they can win the series, and they can especially steal Game 1. Go Flyers!
Let's go. Now, that's what we needed to hear right there. That's the excitement, the enthusiasm I'm looking for. 8 p.m., electricity in the air, really good team with the Penguins. I disagree with them a little bit because they score. They score a lot. Just look at their final scores as far as over the last 2 to 3 weeks of the season because that's where you have to really base things off of. Now, teams will be able to ramp it up. They get bored throughout the course of the regular season, but you know who's really playing well at this point in time of the year. I think the Penguins are playing well, even though they did lose a couple games coming in. But still, that's a team that can really fill it up as far as scoring goals are concerned.
All right, the line for Saturday night. I'm on the BetParks app right now, Sean. The Penguins, what would you set the line? Did you see the number yet?
No. As far as the
money line. So not a puck line. I don't do that. Money line.
Okay, so the Flyers were underdogs on this series, and then so they're an underdog tomorrow night in Pittsburgh, easily. Yep. I would say if I'm an odds maker, I'm probably making the Pens like minus 140, Flyers plus 115, 120.
Minus 143 plus 123. So you're right on. Penguins are slight favorites, not big favorites. If that's a minus 160, that's a Penguin line.
Different story.
This is I don't think it really favors the Flyers or the Penguins. This is very much the odds makers are throwing a line and not knowing what happens.
I agree.
So if you think the Flyers can win this series, I'm telling you, do it now. Don't wait. Do it now. And do they still not have the series up on?
I'm seeing plus 140 over here at this
for the series
at DK. Yeah,
I would get it now.
Yeah, absolutely. Get invested.
Forget about game 1, but get it now. If you truly, not just a fan, or you know what, you want to put $10 on it as a fan, and they win, you're going to be happy to do it.
Well, the cool thing is when you do place a wager on a series price, like now you're invested in every game. You're involved in every game, right? Like so, you don't have to bet and wager on every game. If you don't, throw a couple bucks, get plus 140. That's good value there from the Flyers' perspective. You cheer on your team. If they win, you cash in. If you lose, it sucks all the way around. I'm with you.
Yep. All right, let's go to Greg. Greg's calling from Bethlehem. He has something on the Sixers and the Celtics. What's up, Greg?
Morning, guys. I think the Sixers have a puncher's chance if the Celtics start out slow and get tight because this year, more than any year that I can remember, it seems like they rely on the 3-ball, and they can get away with that because they spread the floor. It allows them to spread the floor, and they can swing the ball so quick. It's hard to defense it. So you have to rely on them to just miss their shots.
Right.
Yeah.
You know.
So Greg's
It's a long
making the point. Thank you, Greg, that if the Celtics struggle shooting the three, that's the 76ers' best chance to win. And he's right. The problem is they're a great three-point shooting team. They play defense. They're very, very well coached. Here's how the Sixers win this series. The Celtics are overlooking the Sixers, and they're fat and happy, and they don't realize that there's someone coming in to punch them in the face. Now, I don't know if the Sixers team is coming in to punch them in the face anyway, but you combine that with their crazy Joe Mazzulla or their head coach is – like, I don't think that anybody's feeling great and they're just going in and being like, oh, the Sixers, that won't be hard. Let's see who they play in the second round. No, I think they're looking to beat down the Sixers and to beat them and beat them bad. And the best chance for the Sixers to make this a series is to win game one. That's it. Otherwise, the only chance you're getting for a game is game four. So it's a gentleman's sweep and not a full sweep.
Yeah. Sure. You're exactly right. Game one, go up there, freak them out by playing hard, keep it close, and the next thing you know, you sneak out a tight game up there in Boston, you shock the world. You literally shock the world. 12.5-point spread. That is significant. Like, that's final week of the regular season with nobody playing type of number there. And again, no Joel Embiid, I understand. I guess, a big reason why I am looking at the Boston Celtics as like the almighty. You haven't even gotten Jason Tatum, really. Full-fledged Tatum.
He hasn't had to do it.
Exactly. So I think this is the time where he's going to ratchet up, gear it up, and that's the issue. It's like, how are we you're not going to stop. How are we going blow for blow with Brown and Tatum?
Well, honestly, it's like you were just having the conversation of why they won't make the finals, not why they won't beat the Sixers. You know what I mean? Like, we're making the case of, like, they're going to beat the Sixers because of Tatum. No, they may win the finals because Tatum is pushing in the full gear.
Yep.
That's the kind of team they are, unfortunately. Yeah, it's great the Sixers made the playoffs, but even with the Pistons, we could be at least hoping Tobias Harris would crumble and we could boo him.
I'll
right?
tell you, yeah, exactly. If we were playing the Pistons, I would have a little bit more
we'd be having fun with
because of Tobias. I'd have a little bit more, venom. But it's just a tough matchup. And, oh, by the way the Celtics folded last year in the playoffs, everyone had, assumed that they were going to go on their run. I just think that things are setting up nicely for Boston. It's a good start for them to go.
All right, Ethan wants to talk Flyers. Ethan in Philly. Ethan, good morning.
Hey, how are you guys?
What's up?
Hey, man, I just want to come on here and talk about the grit that the Flyers have this season and, how they got to continue that into the playoffs.
Love grit. Give me some grit talk.
I mean, I know a lot of people don't like how we've gone into those overtimes and those shootouts, but, against some of the teams we did, I feel like that matters. And, obviously that mattered for our points and for our record.
21 come from behind victories, I want to say, and that includes the playoffs as well this year. I think that was fifth, if I read that correctly a couple days ago, fifth in the league. It feels like it's tough to put this team away. They have a lot of fight. They battle back. They never give up. And that's that young enthusiasm, as well as the athleticism. They have really good players. And I think that's under the radar for a lot of people when you talk about the Flyers.
Agreed.
They have some really good players.
Yeah, especially young players when you look at it. The young talent we have is huge, and I think, people are going to see that pop out, next season and even in, I think, the playoffs. I think they're sitting they are sitting, what's his name, Garnet Hathaway, and playing one of the younger guys instead. So I like to see that.
Ethan, give me your Flyers resume. How old a fella are you?
I'm 21. I've been watching since, I was probably 10, 11.
Do you have any sweaters? Flyer sweaters?
Oh, I have a ton. I have I have Voracek. I had Pro V. I got a Clark from my stepdad.
That's awesome.
I had a Hart, but you know how that one went.
I should laugh, but what is expected?
I got a Flyers Fight Cancer one that I get all my signatures on. So.
That's so cool. All right, so the biggest, the Stanley Cup Game 7. What jersey are you going with? What are you wearing?
I got a custom one too from my brother. It's got my last name on it, and I just wore that one to the game on Monday, and that was probably the best game of my entire life.
So
I'm gonna be.
Ethan, call us again. Ethan goes custom to Game 7.
Hey, look, well, the reason why is because they won that game against Carolina. He just said the best Flyers game he's ever been to. That's awesome.
Well, he also said he's only been watching for 10 or 11 years.
The Flyers resume, John. I like what you did there.
Yep. We're going to start getting people's resumes when it comes to the Flyers. How about that? I need to know who I'm talking to out here because, you could tell he came on like Nate. Nate's a respected, knows his Flyers hockey, right? I can't have hockey conversations. It's way above my head.
Yeah.
The kind of hockey talk that Vito and Nate have. And he sounded like a Nate, following the farm system, knows all the players and stuff. I'm still learning.
My Flyers resume reads, I was a Lindros guy.
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't pay attention to the team. Again, Scranton. So keep that in the back of your mind. 03, 04. I moved here in 04, but I was visiting a ton in 03. Ken Hitchcock. That's like the first thing that comes to my mind. Primo.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Hitchcock. And they were good that year. I think I moved.
Hitchcock had one of the typical Ken Hitchcock, wow, he's a really good coach, and then he's fired the next year.
Yes.
All those guys.
That's my resume, and I've been following them ever since. And man, love playoff hockey, especially when the Flyers are involved. But when the Flyers are good, it's just a different vibe altogether. And we went up to Madison Square Garden, and all those Flyers fans that were up there. It was just
against the Rangers.
And
Rangers fans were buying us drinks, remember?
So good.
And they were $20, $25 each. This is 10 years ago.
That was back in the day. Yeah, it must cost like $90 for a Miller Lite up there now. Good grief.
610-632-0975. Give us your Flyers resume. And we're looking for we have some memos too. We have some voice memos on the Davis Honda text line of people that are saying that they're just getting into the Flyers right now. But give us your resume if it's weak or it's great. We're all Flyers fans. That's coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5.
Oh, but first, horn me. That's right. I'm horning you because, fellas, the playoffs are here. The ice is loud. The hits are heavier, and every shift feels like sudden death. Now, the last thing you want is coming up empty when it matters most at home. Don't sweat it. Blue Chew Gold just got called up to the top line, and it's absolute difference maker. Blue Chew just leveled up with Blue Chew Gold. They do 4-in-1 upgrade built for both your mind and your body. We're talking confidence, focus, and showing up like your team's top sniper with the game on the line in the third period. Now listen to this. The tablet dissolves. It can start working in as little as 15 minutes. So no long intermissions, no stuck on the bench. Just hop over the boards and off you go. And when it's go time, you're not just taking shots. Nah, you're lighting the lamp, bar down, glove side, red light flashing, crowd going nuts. Playoff hockey magic. Fellas, the most important part of what I'm about to say is right here, right now. Get 10% off your first month of Blue Chew Gold with code YES. That's right, 10% with promo code YES. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information and bring home the gold with Blue Chew Gold.
The Unfiltered High School app.
back. Are the Flyers going to burn down the house in Pittsburgh with those Yinzers?
I like what you did there.
How about the Yinzer? We haven't had one Flyer Penguin fan call in or send a voice memo. 610-632-0975. I'm not going to. Are we going to insult them if they call?
No.
Well,
No.
maybe.
Well,
if they deserve it.
You do have some good one-liners about how they don't have plumbing over there.
Right. It's good against evil. It's, good against evil, plumbing against plumbing.
I hate to come with some, honesty in that discussion, but all you got to do is look the fact that, nobody wants to go out there for the draft. It's tough.
Yeah, so what's up with that?
Tough sledding right now. Again, that was last week. I think, it's
Pittsburgh.
Just, B, everything's a little bit more pricey these days.
The economy does matter.
Yeah.
And it's also not new. So it was in Detroit. So if people that were from the Midwest that say, hey, we want to see a draft, they just had a chance to do it. They were just in Chicago. I was in Chicago. Yeah, so it's not a new thing like it was when Philly first started it and then Chicago after that, which was actually Chicago before that.
You're hoping that all of Ohio makes the trip over. And, oh, by the way, all of Pennsylvania does as well. Look, I'm not anti people supporting the NFL draft at Pittsburgh. I'm reporting the facts. They can't sell out any of the rooms. They're really disappointed so far with the attention it's
Pittsburgh's
getting.
Pittsburgh's a good city.
I've never been.
As much as PNC Park's an unbelievable stadium. The optics are great.
Better than CBP?
Well, I mean, there's similar stadiums. It's just where it's located. It's hard to argue that
it's a nice view.
Yeah, but it's in. I love Citizens Bank Park. I don't need a new ballpark.
I'll tell you what, Benny the Bums was a great viewpoint though, man. That Holiday Inn, I missed that thing.
It's a good if you want to take a weekend. There'll be a lot of Phillies fans there. You want to take a weekend to see the Pirates and maybe get a game or two in. Even on a Sunday morning, if you leave at 7 a.m. or 6 a.m. and you just a straight shot down the turnpike, you can make a 1 o'clock game. Now that's a lot of driving for one day.
4 hours?
Yeah, but it's like 5.
Oh, okay,
maybe a little.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a trip.
Well, you spend that night and then you come home the next morning. But it's a great. Because you get good seats, they don't cost as much. It's not as expensive as
that too.
CBP. All right, so we had a Flyers fan call in, and I said, you know what? What's your resume? All right, you gave your resume. My resume is Tim Kerr, Mike Keenan. Ooh. That's when I first started hockey, and then I was a big Legion of Doom fan with the Steve and Mike show during that era where they played the Rangers and Matthew Barnaby and the Sabres. I love 90s hockey. I like the teams in the 2000s, but they've really lost me since then. Last over 10 years. I've barely watched it all.
Yeah, I want to add something to my resume.
Yeah.
Huge NHL 94 guy on PlayStation. Huge.
PlayStation.
Or Sega. That would be Sega.
My buddy had NHL 95 on Super Nintendo, and I had it on Genesis.
Yeah, I had Sega. Yeah, it was Sega.
Love it. All right, TJ in Aston has a Flyers resume, and he wants to talk about this. Oh, TJ, we lost you, man. I'm sorry.
Ooh.
Mad Mike in Coatesville. Mad Mike.
Hey, how we doing today, guys?
Mad Mike.
You got to be happy today, Mike. It's beautiful Friday.
Everybody else is bums and frauds in this city.
So for people that don't know, Mad Mike is not Mad Mike. He's Happy Mike when it comes to the Flyers. So let's just focus on being happy and not ripping the other teams.
Yeah, no, because I hope the Sixers get trounced. And I don't even mean trounced. I mean like blown out, 4 games, 30-point losses each game. That's what they deserve. And then, these bum fraud Phillies rolling out the same pandering losers again.
All right, Mike.
And then with the NFL draft, I can't wait till Howie drafts another Jalen Reagor out there and goes back to being the normal Howie we all grew up to love.
That's the old Howie. Now, Mike, why at one time, Sean, I don't remember, but I started calling him Sad Mike. Because of something, and he said he wasn't going to call in anymore if I kept calling him Sad Mike.
Sad Mike.
Why were you Sad Mike?
That was a long time ago, man. I don't even know what that was.
No, but that aggravated you when I called you Sad Mike.
Yeah, I don't even think this was the same radio station, my friend.
It's not. Well, no kidding. No kidding. It wasn't the same.
Yeah,
radio.
but I'm just saying. I don't. It's so long ago. I can't even remember what I had for breakfast yesterday, let alone
Doesn't
2 years
surprise
ago.
me. Yeah.
All right, not so mad, Mike.
Everybody's a bum and fraud.
I am still the maddest person you'll ever meet, and I'm angry all the time.
All right, so
I just had a fight with my wife. What are you talking about? I'm still always angry.
About what?
What was the fight about?
She wanted me to run and pick up some stuff at lunch, and I was like, I just was there. Why didn't you tell me about it earlier this week? But now I have to go do it again.
Yep. So you weren't arguing as much as you were complaining
there you go.
about it. All right.
Well, I'm arguing, complaining, whatever the hell you want to call it.
It started an argument.
Yeah. Well, okay, and Jalen Hurts is a fraud loser, too. Have a great day, guys.
There we go. Thank you.
Had an argument with the wife this morning. A little bit bumping in heads. Not an argument, because that's a little strong.
About what?
Disagreement. John, there's 3 bottles of ketchup open in the fridge.
Unacceptable.
There's 3 bottles.
Well, you just need to take care of it. Were you complaining to her?
No. So what I did was last night I was cleaning out the fridge. I put the 3 bottles on the top shelf on the side. So when you open the refrigerator, you see it. Not saying it needs to stay there for the next month.
Right.
Right? So then she's like, don't put things on the side, on the top. It could spill. I'm like, I did it so you see it. Well, what am I supposed to do now that I saw? Are we going to have ketchup soup tonight? I'm like, no.
So you guys were fighting about ketchup this morning?
There's 3 bottles
Sounds
open.
about right.
There's 3 bottles. How is 3 bottles of ketchup? How does 3 bottles get open?
It's laziness.
I don't know.
No, you need to be this is, and I'm very self-aware when it comes to things like this. I know not to open up a new mustard when there's a mustard in the fridge. I know this. I do the shopping. I know what we have and what we need and what we don't need.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, we have 2. Like there used to be back in my old studio at my other spot. There was in where I did the show from, which was in the news. So I was in my own little studio because I could control stuff in there. And the person that I shared the studio with that was in before me, there'd be 4 mustards just on like my area where my studio stuff is. 4 open mustards because every time they got pretzels, she would just get the mustard bottle and then and then just put the person would put the mustard bottle and just leave it on there and be like, oh, 4 bottles of mustard, an orange from earlier this week that's already rotted. Now I have to throw it up. Oh, a loogie cup full of water and spit. Awesome.
Oh, that's nice.
I almost drank it.
Anyways.
Yeah. Anyway, yes, that person
Well,
did the same thing.
3 bottles. Anyways, the one got open out of nowhere because it was some dumb thing. But we got 2 massive bottles from Costco open. I'm like, how does this even happen? Our refrigerator isn't that big.
All
Open
right,
your eyes.
Here's what TJ, I'm sorry, man. I ran out of time, but I promise next. TJ from Ass and his Flyers resume. We have some Eagles stuff next segment. Because is this Nick Foles? Nick Foles has weighed in officially on the A.J. Brown trade. If Nick Foles says something, Eagles fans, you should be listening. All right, that's coming up next. Jason Martinez is going to join us, and then I think Casey Boy is going to come in studio at the same time. We'll talk about the series against the Penguins. This is Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
A busy time in Philadelphia sports. I'm Brandon Dutz, and the Phillies will start things off tonight, this weekend, taking on the division-leading Braves. Taijuan Walker will toe the slab for the Phils with Martin Perez taking the mound for the Braves. Game 1 of the Stanley Cup playoffs for the Flyers begins tomorrow night in Pittsburgh. Pre-game coverage begins at 7:30, and you can listen to the game right here on The Fanatic with puck drop set for 8 o'clock. The 76ers begin their playoff run on Sunday at 1 o'clock against the Boston Celtics after taking down the Magic on Thursday. You can listen to that game right here on The Fanatic with tip-off set for 1 o'clock. We are just 1 week away from the NFL Draft, where the Eagles will be on the clock at 23rd overall on Thursday. Adam Schefter went on the morning show earlier this week and revealed the position that the Eagles might target that can go on a run before their pick.
I actually could see people want to come up for Caden Proctor, believe it or not, one of these offensive linemen, because there's going to be a run on offensive lineman starting at around 11 or 13 to the Eagles' turn. So we'll see.
We'll keep you updated with the latest on the Birds leading up to the draft. This update is sponsored by the Positive Coaching Alliance. Questions about youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, develops better athletes and better people through sports. Info at positivecoach.org. I'm Brandon Dutz on the home of the 76ers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
All right, we're back. It is Middays with Marks, the Davis Honda text line. Feel the Davis difference at Davis Honda in Burlington. There's some voice memos on the Flyers. I want to talk Eagles this segment because next segment, Jason Martinez is going to join us to break down the series against the Penguins. And Casey Boy is going to stumble in the studio because he's a big Flyers fan.
Man, very cool.
We'll do some radio. TJ and Aston. TJ, what's your Flyers resume, buddy?
Yo, so my first Flyers game ever, it was in '04. It was a bench-clearing brawl, Ottawa Senators. It was Brad Bashir totally muffing this dude up. It was like an eye-opening experience about a professional sport for me as a young kid.
I think that set a record for most penalty minutes in an NHL game. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, just imagine being, I think I was like 7 or 8 years old. Imagine being that young, first ever time seeing live.
You were
hockey.
hooked.
Like, what the heck? So, actually, I brought my stepson, I brought him to 2 games last year. Both were overtime shootout wins. And then I took him to the Anaheim Ducks game with that weasel of a Cutter Gauthier.
That was a great game.
He's hooked now. So it's just such an exciting time. Like I'm an Eagles guy, I'm a Phillies guy, whatever. But there's nothing like Flyers hockey, and I love the show. I listen to it every day.
Hey, TJ, you saw a goalie fight in your first hockey game. There was a goalie fight in this.
I don't remember much when I was 7, 8 years old, but I do remember that game. It was like, I'll never forget it. It was the best time of my life. It was awesome.
That is great. I'm watching the video now.
Who was it against?
Ottawa. Brashear.
Is it Donald Brashear?
Yep. Brashear goes up against Todd Simpson, and then he took on Rob Ray. Donald Brashear was fighting everybody. It doesn't surprise me there.
So the last thing I want to say, just before I go, dude, the youth on this team is so promising. There's nothing like having under 23-year-olds, under 24-year-olds that step up in such big moments.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've watched every game for the past 3 years, and it's been brutal, but I love it. You know what I mean? So the fact that we have something to look forward to in the next 4 or 5 years, God bless us.
Give him the hockey horn. Sean, give him the horn!
Give me the horn!
Have a good one, guys.
All right, Todd. Give him the horn. Who are the goalies fighting?
That was... I was trying to look at
what year was it?
04.
Who would have been the 04 goalie? I don't.
40,
I don't have the
42
recall.
for the Flyers. 42 for the Flyers.
Was it? Yeah, I'm going to look it up right now. But anyway.
Yeah, that was. I remember. Oh, Robert Esch was he?
Yeah.
There
Silent Bob.
There it is. Nice work. Somebody from the call screener had that too as well back there. Nice work. Yeah, Nate. It is interesting. Of course, Nate did. It is interesting when you are able to go see, of course, hockey at this level. Like, it's a different game. You walk in, it's a cold arena. It's automatically because I was thinking about bringing my daughter. It's automatically going to grab your attention. Because I remember I went to the Binghamton Rangers. That was my first hockey experience in like '96. We drove up as a family. And like that was the first time I ever saw hockey, and I just remember like, wow, this is crazy. Could you imagine your first experience? You roll in to see a Flyers game, A, B, and then you see that fight
and a goalie fight. Well, the second game must suck because you're like, hang on, when are the goalies going to fight? And then it doesn't happen.
Yep.
That's all. The hockey fights are great. I mean, I know there's going to be fights. And there may be a game that's a little lopsided, and then we're going to see some fights, and everybody's going to go. I mean, that's what I'm looking for.
Good. We should be a little chippy. There should be a little attitude. We'll see how that one plays out again. Yeah, because you want to do the talking with the scoring.
All right, so what do we do here? Because I want to break in like 3 minutes. Just want to play the memo, and we'll try to squeeze in the Eagles because I want to have enough time to talk to Casey and to talk to Martinez here. With the way that our breaks are. I mean, here's the voice memo. So this is from the Davis Honda text line. Go.
Hey, this is Matt, lawyer in Allentown. Just want to say about the Flyers, I was never into hockey. I would watch Olympic hockey. This year, my buddy had season tickets. I was at 3 Flyers games this year. I went to the Flyers Carnival with my kids. We're all pumped up. We're all watching closely. We're all incredibly proud. I know more names on this Flyers team than I ever had before. I'm super psyched about the playoffs. And go Flyers and go to hell Penguins.
Yeah.
Oh, well said.
Yeah. Crosby's a you-know-what.
Yeah, I'd like that's pretty cool that now he's at the end of his career. And we had there was the former Penguin that was talking about it on Pittsburgh radio about how Crosby loves the whole Flyers Penguins, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh.
I don't like him.
Yeah.
Why don't you like him? I
don't like him.
just don't like him.
Oh God, he's so easy to hate.
Yep.
I used to do the bit of like right now I would trade for Sidney Crosby, who is still among the best players in the NHL. This is in his prime. And I would get Flyers calls would line up and be like, I would never trade for him ever. Like I would trade not even this absorbent amount for a trade. I would never want him on our team. They got one of the best players of his era. He's annoying. He's actually a perfect Penguin. You know, the Celtics get these really annoying good players.
Yep.
That's the Penguins get the same kind of players.
No, you're right about that. And he's still playing at a high level. It's amazing. And, of course, obviously this team is in the position they are, partly because of Sid the Kid. He's got 29 goals. I hate myself that I just said that, Sid the Kid. 45 assists this year he had. 74 points in 68 games. Pretty good.
Yeah, really good.
You know, what's he, 38?
Yep.
With his weeble wobble behind?
Yeah, people that don't know this, Sean Brace he was in the locker room, and he came in the next day, and he mentioned Sidney Crosby's caboose.
He's built funny.
You started talking about his behind.
You just think about premier athletes and like, okay, muscular and just boom, right? Put together well. Sid the Kid has wide-bearing, child-bearing hips. Like he's got like, you know, he weeble wobbles. But that's probably an advantage on the ice because you could just put your butt into.
Yeah, you need the strong lower frame. Like Martinez.
Yeah.
And he's not Sidney Crosby, but he's kind of built the same way. Martinez. All right, so here's what we got coming up next. We will have Martinez come in like maybe halfway through the segment. Casey's boy's going to join us.
Nice.
And coming up next, Nick Foles gives us something interesting on A.J. Brown. What did he say? That's coming up. Middays with Marks, 97.5.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Big test for the Phillies. I'm Brandon Duss, and the Phillies start a huge series tonight against the Atlanta Braves, who currently sit atop the NL East. It's been a tough start for the Phils coming off a series loss to the Cubs. Jim Salisbury of NBC Sports Philadelphia joined Unfiltered and discussed if it's time to hit the panic button.
I think it's too early to say they'll be playing golf in October. I think it's too early to say they need a managerial change. I think it's too early to be in panic mode. I'm never in panic mode. I think it's a bad emotion for this game.
The Flyers will play the Pittsburgh Penguins in their first playoff game since the 2019 season. Puck drop for that one is set for 8 o'clock, and you can listen to the game right here on The Fanatic. After taking down the Magic, the 76ers will look to keep the momentum going against the Celtics on Sunday. Tip-off for the first game is set for 1 o'clock, and you can listen to the game live right here on The Fanatic. We are now less than a week away from the NFL Draft, where the Eagles have a total of 8 picks. This update is sponsored by the Positive Coaching Alliance. Questions about youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, develops better athletes and better people through sports. Info at positivecoach.org. I'm Brandon Dutz on the home of the 76ers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and The Fanatic app.
right, we're back. It is Middays with Marks. Your chance to win $1,000 coming up at noon. Later this segment, so we have a nice long segment here. We will bring on Jason Martinez and Casey Boy.
Wow.
To discuss the Flyers.
I dig that.
Stay on target.
I want to know Casey Boy's resume. I know he's from Delco.
Yes.
And he wears, what do you think of the glasses, Casey Boy's glasses?
I like them.
He pulls it off.
I like
That's what I would say.
Yeah, because they're the clear frames and I like them.
Goes with his style.
Looks like Kurt Rambis a little bit.
A modern-day Kurt Rambis.
Modern-day Kurt Rambis.
All right, so a modern-day Nick Foles on his podcast. Man, this podcast, he talks, people listen, Sean.
And Nick brings some good intuition into the conversation.
Yeah, he's had some good thoughts that maybe you wouldn't have thought of before. He brought up, here's why a different offensive coordinator with Jalen Hurts matters from year to year. Here at the end of the game, Nick said, that's where I want to see. I'm telling the coach, no, here's what I want to do.
Yep.
He was questioning the entire exchange at the end of the game. And he was right. We learned that he was like, hell no, we're not doing this play. I want to do Philly.
Mm-hmm.
And Nick was very vocal. And Trey Burton told us this. Nick was very vocal. If he didn't like a play, he was going to tell Doug Peterson that. He's like, no, I don't like that. So anyway, Nick is talking about the A.J. Brown trade. Because people still dance around it because it's not done yet. I acknowledge it's not done yet. And things, I suppose, could fall through the cracks. But sure, it feels like there's an understanding between all parties that something's going to get done. Do you agree with that?
90%. I believe that to be the case. But people are still trying to make the plan, or the possibility that AJ and this deal doesn't happen because Howie and the Eagles don't get what they want in return. And therefore, Howie has done everything he possibly could. Again, I'm just yammering here because this trade's going to happen. But there are people out there that still believe the possibility that Howie did what he had to do. You're not getting what you want in return. Therefore, we're not moving you.
Yeah, but there's that, which is okay. And then there's this is fake news. Why would they trade A.J. Brown? They're not trading A.J. Brown. This is just all nonsense.
Yeah.
Which is I could if the trade doesn't happen, the trade doesn't happen. But it's very, very likely, and all the parties agree that this is something that should happen, right? I mean, what am I even arguing about?
Yeah.
Here's Nick Foles. So Nick Foles officially weighed in on the A.J. Brown situation. Does Nick feel like the trade's going to happen? Here's Nick.
Different people I know around the league that know AJ a little bit, I would think what I've gathered is wants to be traded, but I also think he wants to be traded to specific places. I think New England would make a lot of sense because of his history of Vrabel. I think that's obvious, right? And I think he even said he grew up a Patriots fan, if I'm correct. So that would be twofold situation. But really because Howie's not shutting it down. That's a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to have a lot of strategy behind it. He's going to get something he wants. But I do think it's going to come to a point where he realized last year was very difficult. This is Howie, and he doesn't want to do that again with the first-year coordinator. And if A.J. Brown's not happy, which it seems like he's not super happy in Philly, but he's got to give the lip service to say he is, they're going to try to find a way to hopefully make it right for him and make it right for the Eagles.
There you go.
Well, Nick Foles is hearing something.
Yeah, the same thing the rest of us. He just sounded like an insider regurgitating the same information.
Yeah.
Everybody knows it. And I'm sure he's talked to people around the league. He has more contacts than we do.
Absolutely.
Ssean.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's Nick Foles. Now, you had saw something this morning from Dave Spadaro, and he was breaking down the Eagles wide receiver room, as they call it.
That's right.
And what did he say?
Quote, that room, John, close quote, is now in prime shape with veteran Eagles, A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith leading the way, and offseason additions, all veterans too, Hollywood Brown, Wicks, Elijah Moore, bringing their skill sets to the mix. The Eagles also think that second-year man Darius Cooper will make a big leap. Also, Johnny Wilson mentioned as well, Britton Covey being tossed in there. But, yeah, Spadero's making the case that the Eagles' room, as far as the wide receivers are concerned, is in prime shape. That's all well and good, but...
All right, sorry, so without A.J. Brown, and the wide receiver's good enough?
Well, that's my point. So you take away A.J. Brown, doesn't that automatically hit you a different way? Like prime shape? That's not what I'm saying is prime shape. I think it's a good wide receiver room. Devonta Smith is a really...
We have a good club.
He's a really good wide receiver. But you're trying to convince me Hollywood Brown is going to take a step up to fill in that number two role.
No, he is what he is.
Wicks is going to take that step up again. This is what's being said about in Green Bay is that he did not make the step for some people out there. Elijah Moore, you're going to convince yourself? Like, I'm not going to buy in that this wide receiver room is in prime shape if you're removing A.J. Brown from the equation.
All right, A.J. Brown, what's the letter grade going into training camp and things like that?
As
Eagles wide
is?
receiver. No, without A.J. Brown.
Oh, without A.J.?
Yeah.
If Devontae's your one and you still are, like, hoping that somebody's going to take the two?
So you have Hollywood Brown, you have Wicks, you have Johnny Wilson.
I mean,
you have Darius Cooper.
I'm fingers crossed with all these guys.
Oh, I don't know if your fingers crossed.
Well, my point is, I'm fingers crossed that it won't be that big of a drop off with AJ and Devontae. I look at that as there will be a drop off. I think those are good players. I know Hollywood.
Is it good? Okay, is it good enough?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No, I don't think so.
I think it can be.
To win a Super Bowl?
Depending, does Devontae take the jump? Like, the writing on the wall for me after they came out, they're like, well, A.J. Brown, if he wasn't in the offense with, or Devontae Smith, if he wasn't in the offense with A.J. Brown, this is the guy that could get 120 catches a year. He's like a Smith and Jigma. They're saying he's a much better wide receiver than we've seen, and we've seen a good wide receiver. Now, do I believe that? Not entirely. Should he make a jump if AJ's not here? So he better. Somebody's going to have to.
He has to.
Yeah.
But I know he could take a tough hit and he gets right back up. But man, you're really going to put him in some tough spots, and that body is not the same.
B minus wide receivers is what I would say, with the upside of a Cooper. And I'll believe it when I see it. But everybody, he's one of these wide receivers that all the reporters love. Do he actually has to play?
I'm not getting the B. I'm not getting to a B.
No?
No.
A C?
Yeah, I'm at a C. If you're telling me that the Eagles are rolling in with Devontae Smith, Hollywood Brown, Wicks, and Elijah Moore as their receiving core,
okay, so
that's a C.
Let's do this. And if Nate's back there listening, Nate, can you go through the wide receiver depth charts of all the teams in the National Football League and give us your rankings, and then we can kind of look at it.
That's fair.
To where they are. Because they're clearly not as good without A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown's the top 20 receiver.
Yep.
But are they good enough? Because if you have Dallas Goedert and you're saying, you know what, we're going to rely on Dallas Goedert a little bit more than we have because we don't have A.J. Brown, if Saquon's going to be a little bit more of a factor coming out of the backfield, like they don't have a real slot receiver right now, which is what I would like to see, a true slot receiver.
Yep.
Hollywood Brown's kind of your guy that's going to run deep, and he can do a little bit of slot. So we'll do that. We're going to circle back to Eagles coming up here in the 1 o'clock hour. But right now in studio, and is he on Zoom right now?
Oh, he better be, that good-looking son of a gun.
Jason Bertidis joins us right now. He's live from remote studio in Antarctica, getting ready for this matchup against the Penguins. And Casey Boy from the President Steve Show. You're all here. Hit the horn. Give us the horn, Sean. Let's go. And leave the Van Halen on for him. Hit me. The series starts at 8 o'clock. Game 1, 8 o'clock right here on the Fanatic. And doing postgame for Game 1, but all series long, is me.
You?
What? Well, I mean, when you wow. When you think Flyers hockey.
I think Johnny Mark.
Yeah,
Correct.
Me too.
And Mert will be with me. Jason Martinez will be with me after Game 1. He does his postgame for the Flyers Radio Network.
Yeah.
And then he'll go right into us breaking it all down. Saturday night.
Okay, so what time, Jason, what time is that game going to be over, do you think?
8 o'clock. Well, we don't know.
We'll be on at 11:30.
Could it be a 5 overtime classic, Casey, where we end up where they're kicking you out of the bar at 2:10 a.m. like that Keith Primo game years ago against when he scored on Ron Tugnut?
Hello,
one of the great names of all time.
I hated that game because you couldn't.
This nut.
Once it went, in a baseball game when it goes to the 14th inning and you say I can't go to sleep now because I've been right, but like I would go to sleep in the 10th inning before the 14th inning. But once you're up in the 14th inning, don't you have to wait it out?
Yeah.
You can't go to sleep.
You can't. Yeah,
and that's why I was for that overtime game.
All right, so are you
regular season? Yeah, you can sack out, right?
Yeah,
you got
for
stuff
yes.
to do.
Right.
But a playoff game, no. I've never seen a bar empty so quick than that night because the bar that I was at, my hometown bar, Jitters, decided we got to kick everybody out at 2.
Nutting and jittering.
But the game was still going on.
And the game ended at 2:21 a.m. or 2:39, something like that. So we all migrated right out of the bar to a guy's apartment that was like a half a block away.
That's awesome.
John, are you going to be here in this studio?
I will be in the studio.
Why
Jason
don't you
will
just
be
do
at
it
home.
from your house, man.
Well, I guess
You should come to my house.
I guess I could. No, I guess I could. I don't know. I just wanted to, like, Bill and I. So Bill Colarulo and I are going to be doing the game. We're going to be doing the post games after that.
Okay.
And hopefully Jason's going to get involved in it as well. So we're going to come in studio.
Listen, I've been saying this for years and years. You guys should always have your A team on for the post game stuff, whether it be Birds, Flyers, Sixers.
Oh, cool. So I'm off.
Yeah. No,
you are.
Yes,
you are the
Flyers
A guy.
Yes, Casey boy,
Yeah.
you are right. And for whatever reason, look, that's a different discussion for another day.
No, but we are doing it.
Yes, you're exactly.
To your point, we are doing it.
I love that. I love that.
Hey,
gonna
look,
be
it's
great.
playoffs. Let's go. You're all in or not?
I'm all in. Dude, I'm wearing why am I wearing this shirt right now? I'm wearing a Michigan State shirt.
A free shirt from
Oh.
Trojans?
Porter Martone.
Porter Martone.
Look at you.
Look at that. Look at that.
All right.
Nice work.
So
by you.
Casey boy, what's your Flyers resume?
My Flyers, dude, I have no Flyers resume.
Well, who's your favorite Flyer of all time?
Peter Zezel.
See, we brought Rick Tocchet on. We had Rick Tocchet on the other day, and
Yeah.
I started off by saying my first memories of the Flyers were you and Peter Zezel with the mullets.
Yeah.
You were the hottest guys in town, driving Porsches and stuff like that.
It goes
he
back
was a
to
good-looking guy.
young blood, like that. That's probably why Peter Zezel. But Rick Tocchet actually probably should be my favorite because my first ever Flyers game was a playoff game against the Washington Capitals. Peter Zezel, not Peter Zezel, Rick Tocchet and Neil Sheehy got in a fight, and I was up against the glass. You see me on Prism. I actually have a framed picture of it. I'm wearing
You're
my
a glass banger.
I was in 8th grade. I was wearing my Our Lady of Fatima football jersey, number 69, by the way.
Hello.
And you can see me. There's video of it on YouTube of me banging against the glass like a Yahoo. So when we had Rick Tocchet in his studio, when he came back to coach the Flyers, I had him sign a picture of me banging against the glass. But Jason,
That's
I don't know
great.
if you remember this fight, but at one point you can see. I mean, this is Prism, right? So the resolution is not all that great, but
It's a little grainy.
It's a little grainy,
Just
but
a little
you
bit.
see Tocchet just land this perfect punch, and Sheehy's face, he's like, "Oh God!"
Was that Jason? Was Doc Emmerich doing the play-by-play at that time? Because he did
Nah,
the
Gene
Flyers,
Hart.
but so that was Gene Hart and Bobby Clark.
Yeah.
Or not Bobby Clark.
Bobby Taylor.
Bobby Taylor, the Chief, Bobby Taylor.
Yeah.
Not the
former
Eagle.
netminder.
Right.
Yep.
But unfortunately for me, I didn't have Prism at the time, so I didn't get into the Flyers the way everybody else
You
did.
needed Prism to watch the Sixers and the Flyers.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Yeah, Ed Snyder was way ahead of his time starting his own network.
Right.
Like, sports teams weren't doing that then. You remember the Spectrum Showcase stores in the mall?
Yeah, there was one in Willow Grove Park. That's where the
Yeah.
Ticketmaster was there. Yep.
Yeah. You go there to get your concert tickets.
Dude, I say the story all the time. Willow Grove Park Mall. I worked at Luigi's in the food court, and we were open at 7:00 every day because we did breakfast for the people that worked in the mall and whatever else.
All the mall walkers.
So on Saturday and Sunday mornings, when there was a concert, people they'd be sleeping
Lined up.
outside. Yeah, like lined
Yeah.
up. They already slept, and they're waiting to go in because that's where they bought
Got to
the
get
tickets.
those Aerosmith tickets, man.
Yeah. Oh,
Dude, I pulled
Days
the
of Confused.
ultimate Ticketmaster move ever. So I came back from Penn State in like '92. Metallica had just finished the Black Album tour, the huge tour, and they decided to do some one-off dates. They did the show at the Mann Music Center. So I'm like, how am I going to get tickets to this? So me and my buddy went to the Ticketmaster in Coatesville.
Holy cow!
Now, a lot of the brothers weren't going to see Metallica. We were the only two cats in line. We had front row seats for Metallica Suicidal Tendencies at the Man.
You got to know the tricks. We used to do Boss Cobbs, and then people got smart to the Boss Cobbs. So then a lot of people didn't know back in the day that the Acme had a little Ticketmaster in there.
Wow,
The
the
Brew
used to call
Mall
and ask
Acme?
about
Yeah.
other tickets,
No.
and they say, "Oh yeah, by the way, at 10:00, give me a pair of Metallica tickets."
All right, so Jason, let's get to the game for diehard Flyers fans and for casuals like me. Why should I feel good that the Flyers can beat the Penguins in this series?
Well, the way they came down the stretch, the way they got in, I mean, the way they played since the Olympic break has been remarkable. They were up against, I think, a 4% chance of making the playoffs at the end of January, where they just kind of pitfalled and had a horrible month of hockey. But they came back and, they won games they weren't supposed to win. Sometimes you see on a scheduled losses. That's a back-to-back game. You're going from Detroit to Minnesota. That's a scheduled loss. Well, they won that game. They found a way to kind of defy those odds. And the thing about them is this, is that since they've kind of obviously gotten Martone, and he's done what he's done, been great. And Forster came back, and they've moved Couturier into this fourth line role. Now all of a sudden they're a team that can roll 4 lines at you. And all 4 lines can contribute offensively, which makes it obviously more difficult to defend, and it keeps everybody a bit fresher. The goaltending, you guys know this. It always comes down to goaltending. And the goaltender that they've got, Dan Vladar, has been excellent this year. Matter of fact, Wayne Gretzky said he is a dark horse to win the Hart Trophy as the league's MVP. He was that good.
Wow.
How about that?
So when Wayno is dropping your name in the Hart Trophy,
Wayno,
you did pretty well. I played it for Vladar yesterday in an interview, and he hadn't seen it yet, of Wayne saying it on TNT. And he's like, I hadn't seen that, and his face just lit up.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Hey, Jason,
a great one.
Let me ask you, because I think you know more about hockey than we'll all forget.
Not me. But
that's not true.
Yeah. No,
But
come on, man, settle down.
Settle down, Fitzy. Just settle down, bud.
But I want to ask you, when it comes to all right. So I don't know which team is younger. I would just assume that the Flyers team is a younger team.
Considerably.
Okay. So what is better for this series? The young
I'll tell you at the
finesse,
end.
or the old and wise?
Yeah, I mean, you got so many guys there that have won multiple cups. You know, Malkin, Crosby, Letang, been together for 20 years and won 4 cups back in 09 and 3 cups back-to-back in 17 and 18, including go to the Flyers in 18. But the Flyers' most seasoned playoff guy is Luke Glendening, who I can't pick out of a lineup of John Mark, Sean Brace, Casey Boy, and Luke Glendening.
Let me take a look at what he looks like.
Journeyman. So they don't have a ton of playoff experience, but hey, sometimes that not having that experience is not a bad thing. You don't know what to expect, so you just get. I mean, look, it's the playoffs. You just go balls to the wall. You're playing for the cup, whether it's the first round or anything. You're playing to move on to try and play for the greatest chalice in all sports.
Ooh,
Lord Stanley's Cup. So, and you guys know this. You see it every year.
Yeah.
You see the regular season, then the side-by-side comparison to round one of the playoffs is like a different sport. It's just insane. And that's what it's going to be come Saturday night, 8 o'clock, not to mention the fact that it's Philly-Pittsburgh. And you actually have games that mean something again between these two teams. And Sid's still there. And that Malkin, that Mutt Malkin. I got respect for Crosby. I got a decent amount of respect for Letang. But Malkin, I've got no respect for. He is a mutt and one of the dirtiest players ever. I can't stand him. He'll go in the Hall of Fame, but he is a mutt and a prick. How about that?
Hello. Coming in hot.
I'm up on my skates, boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. My college girlfriend by the name of Chalice didn't respect me either, so nice little tag there. Yeah, true story. Her name was Chalice.
How'd that work out?
We're talking to Jason Martinez. I'm happily married now to a lovely girl by the name of Kelly.
You
so that
are.
tells you all
Yeah, so it worked out well.
Yeah, that's right. Jason Martinez joining us. And oh, by the way, quick plug, Game 1 tomorrow night, Flyers and Penguins. You can catch it right here on 97.5 The Fanatic. And post-game.
Yeah, so pregame with Martinez, intermission report with Martinez, game 97.5 The Fanatic. Post-game.
Post-game, John Marks
Flyers
and...
Extra, we're
Give me
calling
the
it. Fanatic
horn.
Flyers
Give me
Extra.
the horn.
I got it right there, baby.
Nice.
All right, so it's got a name, Flyers
I'll give you the
Extra.
rundown. So tomorrow at 7,
Yeah.
we're going to begin Fanatic Flyers Extra. And we're going to take phone calls for the first half hour.
Ooh.
Then at 7:30, we're going to go into our normal pregame show, myself, Brian Smith, and Chris Terrian.
Love it.
Both of those guys live from the Berg. Then we'll obviously have the game at 8 o'clock. And then after that, we'll have our normal postgame show. And then it'll be Johnny Marks, Jason Martinez, JM, breaking it down, taking
phone
take your
calls.
reaction.
Yeah.
Ooh.
610.
Into the midnight hour. I love it.
Yep.
Jason, one quick one for me. Yeah, and you talked about playoff.
First of all, welcome back, Sean.
Oh, thank
it's
you.
awesome
man.
to see you, man.
Thank you. It feels great.
Oh,
It
yeah,
feels great.
we're all on Zoom, so it's like
feels,
you're here.
It feels great to be back. Yeah, sorry.
It really it feels good. It makes me feel a little younger again.
Nice.
Do you guys have a screen where you can see him? Because I don't have a screen
Yeah,
where
you
you
just
can
have to pull up
Yeah,
YouTube.
you got it.
Yeah,
there,
I don't see you, Casey, but I hear you.
All right.
Quick one.
And you're better heard than seen.
Quick one for you, Jason, because this team, 12 games out, had a 5% chance of making the playoffs. They don't know any better right now. So, yeah, I know, one game at a time, I get it, but that bores me. Does this team have a chance at shaking things up, in your opinion, as far as the East is concerned? I know the West is really deep, but if you were to say, like, hey, man, if you were to throw all the teams in the East in just one hat and pick a name out. Do the Flyers match up very well with every team?
Look, in the NHL, that can happen. 8 versus 1 happens. In the NBA, it's happened twice, one time with the Sixers. But in the NHL, it can happen because the goaltender is the ultimate equalizer. You can get outshot 42-13 and win 3-1.
It's true.
Because the goaltender you can get, as they say, Johnny Marks, write this one down for your hockey terms.
Okay.
You'll get goalied.
Ooh.
We
didn't have that one the other day.
No. And the goalie does everything but stand on his head, right? Everybody says goalie stands on his head. That's not what it is. It does everything but stands on his head. You don't know. You take it one series at a time. You got to stay healthy as you can, and you got to get some luck along the way in a 32-team league. But, yeah, look, back in 2010, Sean, when the Flyers got to the Eastern Conference Final, they had home ice advantage. They got in on the last day of the season in a shootout. They were the 7th seed. The 8th seed was Montreal, who upset Washington and Pittsburgh behind the goaltending, aforementioned, of Jarro Halak, who was out of his mind until he got to the Flyers, and they lost in 5, and the Flyers went on to the Cup final.
There he is. Jason Bertine. Let's hear it for Jason. Give him the horn. Let's go. Post-game coverage with Jason. Pre-game. He's in the bar.
Looks ready to go, boys. I got.
Bring it down a little bit.
I got a Vladdy stick here, a Dan Vladar goalie stick.
Look at that.
Game used. He didn't like the result, so he tried to break it, so it's compromised.
Oh.
And then we got ourselves a Trevor Zegras twig here as well for good luck.
Twig.
All right.
Twig is a name.
Jay, I'll talk to you on Saturday. Appreciate it,
I'm looking
buddy.
forward to it.
All right, buddy.
Yeah.
Great seeing you guys.
All right, good seeing you. Casey boy, thank you, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, coming up,
Casey.
the Phillies, big weekend series against the Braves. We'll talk about that coming up. Also, Jordan's going to make the case that A.J. Brown's not getting traded. What? He's an A.J. trade truther. That's coming up next. Middays with Marks 97.5 The Fanatic. Let's talk about my garage floor. Let's talk about your garage floor. It's Comer and Cross. You heard me talking about these guys, and I've gotten the feedback. The phones are ringing. 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. Keep dialing. Comer, C-O-M-E-R, cross.com. If you have the garage like mine, cracked concrete, stains, old epoxy, I'd almost rather have it the stains and the concrete cracked than the epoxy. But regardless, you need to check out Comer and Cross. They can completely transform your garage floor, and they do it in just one day. And it looks incredible. It's a true showroom finish. It's like you're pulling into a brand new garage every night. And right now, 50% off installation. And they make it so easy. They take the stuff out of your garage for you, repair all the cracks and pits so it looks new, and then you choose your custom Comer and Cross finish. And this is not paint or epoxy. It's built to last. There's no chipping, no cracking, no tire lift ever. And then you're getting 50% off installation. But don't wait. Get that new showroom floor that you want. If your garage floor is in bad shape, call them today. 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. The website, C-O-M-E-R Cross, ComerCross.com.
Kincade.
back. Middays and Marks. We have the Flyers. We have the 76ers. What a weekend, man. What a week we have coming up next week.
Great weather, too. Well, not so much next week. I know Monday we start cold, but this weekend's
It's going to
awesome.
get warmer. Yeah, it's going to be warm this
Is
weekend.
it supposed to or rain on Sunday? Yeah, I hate to be the bearer of bad news.
Is it?
But it's supposed to be nice tomorrow.
On Sunday, yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful tonight if you're heading down to the ball yard for Braves.
It's going to be a good one. Tomorrow's going to be nice 75. Bring your sunscreen if you're going to go outside, Raymond.
Yeah, Ray.
You're listening?
Who's Taiwan's on the mound? You might as well tie one on tonight, too, as well.
How about that?
So who I think Dylan said this to me earlier. It's like, could you imagine like next week, God forbid the Sixers win a game and make it interesting, and then
especially game one.
And that would make it really interesting. Sean will be painted blue if the Sixers win game one. But if I'm looking at this series with the Penguins, a 6 or a 7 gamer, and what it'll be like in this city if it gets to a 5th and a 6th game. I don't remember how long has it been since it's 2018, right?
Correct.
Because the bubble year, I don't remember anything.
Yeah.
Long time.
Oh, yeah.
So a competitive series against the Penguins, if they, God forbid they win a series, and now we're in round 2, we're talking about a couple of weeks here of really playoff baseball is intense. Every pitch for me, when I say that I have a puke bucket with me, I really do. Same thing with Flyers hockey, at least what I remember. It's really tense. That the game that they clinched, the second half of the third period and the overtime and the shootout, that was gut-wrenching.
Little cutthroat. Yeah. So,
Man.
I don't know if I'll get those vibes immediately in game 1, game 2 on the television. I won't, I don't think, but at home I will as the series rolls on.
Well, once an expectation that you can win this,
That
then
changes
it becomes
things.
different.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Expectations change everything. I'm just here to tell you this, John. You can lock this in. Flyers are winning that series. This isn't a guess. They're winning.
How many games? 6. I mean, 6 would be they win on home ice in game 6.
Yeah, I think 6 would be probably the smart, but
you want to say 5, don't you?
I do want to say 5. There's a lot that would need to go right for them to win in 5. I'll go nothing too crazy here. I'll say 6. Flyers in 6.
I don't know enough about the Penguins or the Flyers for that matter, but you do wonder if this is one of these series where the matchup isn't good for Pittsburgh because the Flyers just have a lot more youth right now and they have fresher legs and it looks like it. And the Penguins may be coming in the series and be like, yeah, we know the Flyers. We hate Philadelphia or whatever. I don't know. I mean, I think it's going to be a bloodbath between the two.
It should be.
All right, we'll talk about that. Let's get to Jordan, and then we have the Phillies. We'll set the Phillies up for this weekend. Jordan in New Jersey says, I am a A.J. Brown trade truther. He's not being traded. Jordan.
Here we go.
Hello, how are you?
All right, just hear me out. So I just think that the moves that are happening are also like depth moves and just let guys just compete.
Maybe coming in the circle.
What just happened to my thing?
That's all right.
Sorry about that.
You're
It's
good.
more of a depth thing, but also people need to understand the offense was rolling when you had competent guys, right? But even with poor coordinators, you still have a strong season. Something is telling me that this is more of a prove it for coaching staff and the players want to see on the offensive side that you guys.
All right, so hang on.
Strong
I gotta stop you here. Why do you believe A.J. Brown's not going to be traded specifically?
Specifically because the Eagles don't necessarily do exactly what everybody wants them to do just because the media is constantly buzzing it. And
So you believe this is a media – you think this is a media
I think
creation?
it's media-driven, and also you're not going to get a greater situation when you go to New England. And right now, if you have Hollywood Brown stretching the field –
So why doesn't AJ say, I don't want to be traded, this is all BS? Why doesn't Howie Roseman when asked about it say we're not trading him?
Because a lot of guys with the Eagles, they're very poised and keeping their core tight, in the communication that they say they're not going to overly spill stuff because it'll spiral. I think it's just more so let it just happen and see. You can't have a media-driven trade in the National Football League if you have the integrity to make your own choices.
Hey, Jordan, man, listen, I appreciate you. Thanks for calling in.
Yeah.
The media creation, that's why it's not happening.
Well, that's the only other way you would be able to look at it.
Well, I mean, that's silly. This isn't media creation.
I agree.
A.J. Brown could come out and say, this is not true, I don't want to be traded. Howie Roseman, Nick Sirianni, remember when they asked Jeffrey Lurie about it, and for some reason he was surprised, and he was humming. He didn't know how to answer it. he was least prepared of them all. Nick looks miserable up there because he knows the questions are coming. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to happen. If the Patriots are saying we're only giving you a third-round pick, maybe the Eagles say we're not trading you. But I don't know how at this point you don't see that the writing's on the wall, Sean.
Yeah, and look, you're hearing from people like Nick Foles, and I know that it sounded like he was just regurgitating information, but he does know people inside that, inside the Eagles hallways down there. You know, he could hit up Big Dom. You know, I'm sure Big Dom has been telling people some things of what's really happening with AJ. Doesn't seem like AJ wants to be here, or else he would be putting everything to rest. He's very active on social media, pumping up his teammates when they get new contracts, doing this, doing that, plugging his youth camp that's coming up. A.J. Brown is in tune with a lot that's happening in social media, a lot like Bryce Harper. But I think A.J. is in tune with social media, and he knows what's being said, and he could easily just put an end to this and say, guys, I'm a Philadelphia Eagle, man. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere.
Right.
You know? But he hasn't.
And he's not.
No, he won't.
Phillies and the Braves this weekend. Do we feel good about the Phils coming in, kind of limping into the series, Sean? The Braves are hot.
Yeah, I don't think you could feel good at this point in time. But, like, in the back of my mind, like yesterday I saw a video from Matt. I forget his name. He's on the MLB Network. He does a great job. Or no, Greg. He's the host. I follow him on Instagram. I apologize. He's a great follow. He's a great host. He's talking about the Mets. And the Mets have issues right now. That team is struggling. I think they're on a 7-game lose streak, whatever it was.
Yeah, they're in last place.
But he was even talking, but John, he was talking about playoffs. Like, it's April 17th. We can't talk about, you can't lose your mind now. You can't talk about playoffs. You can't, that cliche, throw it away. It's not true. You can't win a championship in April, but you could lose one. BS. Phillies were bad with Girardi.
Yeah,
and they made the World Series.
They're 2 games under 500. I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, and we say it. We know it's early. It doesn't mean you can't complain and you can't project. This better get better. Or Thompson's acting differently than he has in the past. No, this isn't a nothing burger. But I'm also not saying they're screwed. They're not making the playoffs. Start selling people off. I still think they're a playoff team. I do.
You? Oh, absolutely.
Okay, I'm just checking.
Yeah.
Just checking where we are.
I would hope that Dombrowski, even though he believes that they have a good club and they're content and everything is going well in his mind, I would hope that he will be, let's just say, active when it comes to the trade deadline. Like, go ahead and get some pieces in here. He better be. He better be.
He did. I mean, Bader was a good trade last year. I know he got hurt.
He was.
That's a good trade. All right, this weekend you have Lord save us, Taijuan Walker on the mound. He keeps you in games. You know, like, what am I going to do? At least he's a major league pitcher. Thank God they have him.
Tell you what, Taijuan Walker's agent's pretty good at his job.
$72 million over 4 years. Chris Sanchez goes, it's a night game. It's an MLB Network. Oh, no, it's a Fox game. Chris Sale against Sanchez. That's a matchup.
Hell yeah. Couple lefties slinging it.
Cy Young type players.
Down at the yard.
And then on Sunday you have, is this Sunday night? We have a Sunday night game. Damn it.
Peacock.
Andrew Painter, that's right. The Crux doing the Peacock game. Grant Holmes against Andrew Painter. Excited to see Painter prime time.
Hell yeah.
So this feels like a win 1 or 2 weekend, depending. Chris Sale's legit. Andrew Painter's or Sanchez is legit. Who knows about tonight?
Minus 108 favorites against Perez.
Okay. All right. I'm curious to see what happens this weekend.
Oh, absolutely. I know you are. I think that they are well equipped to come away with 2 out of 3. But
you notice what we talked about there? The starting pitchers. You know what we didn't talk about there? This friggin' lineup, because that's really the problem.
Yeah, that's the issue. People were coming after us about Luzardo. I'm like, guys, we talk for 4 hours a day, 20 hours a week.
Too.
Yeah, like we talk plenty about the lineup. Yeah, pitching hasn't lived up a little bit to the expectation. And
he certainly hasn't.
Yeah, that's true. And of course, the hitting. It's not there.
All right, so do you want to mention this? Do you want to mention what you sent me here?
Well, we talked about this yesterday.
We got 2 minutes to do this.
With the accountability coffee, Bryce Harper. All right? And I asked you yesterday, is Bryce Harper online a little bit too much for you? With the TikTok, or why is he online so much? He's a superstar.
So he put out a TikTok video talking about accountability. He was making accountability coffee. And that was after Ricky was saying it on the show. That Thompson needs to hold his stars more accountable.
Correct.
And it was loud. It was loud in the city that day.
So Harper is active on social media, and whether we like that or not, he could post all he wants. But now Bryce Harper is in the comment section. Somebody went underneath a video and said, "Oh, you couldn't go to Aaron Nola's event, though." And Nola had his poker event last night at the ball yard.
Poker?
Yeah. And Bryce Harper follows up and says, "Yeah, man, you got it. Dang it. I shouldn't have coached last night in Little League. I'm a terrible teammate." Bryce, you're just so far above that, dude. You are leaps and bounds beyond going back and forth in the comment section.
So we felt like that he was bothered, and this just isn't him. Because when he says things, he's like, it's passive aggressive. What did he say last week?
Getting booed.
Yeah, getting booed.
I get booed
at home. And it's like, yeah, that's a way for him to show that his feelings have been hurt. His feelings have been hurt. Now he's seeing all this stuff. Man, it's not a good place to be. Because it's not like he's playing crappy right now. I'm not telling you he's Bryce Harper or that MVP Bryce Harper, but he's not hitting 140.
Harper doesn't need to be in the comment section.
Yeah,
Come
man,
on.
you got me. Dang it. I shouldn't have coached last night in Little League. I'm a terrible teammate. So he throws because he's coaching his son.
That's great. Good.
Okay, so he wants to let it be known that, like, I was coaching my son last night. Don't be saying that I hate everybody.
Oh, well, okay, then that's it. No one's ever going to say that again. You shut that one down, Bryce. That's the issue. It never stops. You can't enter into that world.
Okay, but I don't disagree. I mean, geez, I don't look at what people say about me. Imagine what Bryce Harper gets.
Love to see his mentions.
Oh, my God. All right, coming up, news at noon. Not with Ray Dunn, with Hair Jordan.
Oh.
Dutch, what do you got today for us? Good stuff, man?
Yep, a lot of basketball-centric again. WNBA stuff, some baseball, playing tournament talk, all of it today.
There's only 3 sound clips. What are you doing here?
Hair Jordan don't mess around, man.
Hair Jordan's coming up next. The news at noon. Middays and Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Flyers head to Pittsburgh. I'm Brandon Dutz, and the Flyers are headed to Pittsburgh to start a series with the Penguins in the first round of the playoffs. Head coach Rick Tocchet joined the show earlier this week to break down the matchup.
Crosby, Malkin, I coached those guys, won a couple of cups with them. They aren't going away. One of our game plans, like Sid loves to play against the Flyers, right? So, I got to figure a way how we slow this guy down.
Flyers and Penguins clash tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. You can catch that game live right here on The Fanatic. The Phillies begin a huge 3-game set tonight against the Atlanta Braves, with Taijuan Walker taking the mound. As things currently stand, the Phillies are 3.5 games back of Atlanta and will try to close the gap over the weekend. 76ers will travel to Boston as they take on their division rivals in the first round of the playoffs as well. First game of the series is on Sunday, and you can listen to that one right here on The Fanatic with tip-off scheduled for 1 o'clock. And the countdown to the NFL draft begins as we are now less than a week away from the draft, where the Eagles hold a total of 8 picks. This update is sponsored by the Positive Coaching Alliance. Questions about youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, develops better athletes and better people through sports. Info at positivecoach.org. I'm Brandon Dutz on the home of the 76ers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and The Fanatic app.
Your chance to win $1,000. Contest keyword is credit. 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 You have up until 25 minutes after the hour to enter it on the Fanatic app or at 975thefanatic.com, or text it to the special contest short code, not our regular text number. The special short code is 45911, 45911. One random entry wins $1,000 in this company-wide email. Winners will get a call from Beasley, so be sure to answer your phone. Contest rules, 975thefanatic.com. Fanatic Parlay Cash is stood up by Iron Mountain Men's Health. 5 chances to win each weekday, 8 a.m., 10 a.m., noon, 3, and 5 p.m. One more time, the word is credit. Hooah! All right, we're back. News at noon coming up in a second. Middays with Marks. I am John Marks. He is Sean Brace. He will be Brendan Dutz as Ray wraps up a week in for Bill Calarulo, who is on assignment at Disney. There you go. So Ray's coming up at 2 o'clock. Ray's done a good job all week. It's been a good ride home. Yesterday without Ricky. He's good with the Checo.
He's a good host.
He's a good host.
It's a good show.
Yeah, it's a good club.
We have a good club.
Thank you. Yeah, that's right.
12 o'clock hour of the show brought to you by Service First HVAC, offering 0% financing, 48 months, rebates and tax credits up to $4,300 when purchasing a heating and cooling system. Learn more, ServiceFirstHVAC.com. Let's get to the news and noon.
Oh, see, you give him a little. Oh, so you didn't give Dutz. There you go.
But he's got to know it's coming up. It doesn't matter what comes in the world of sports. The news at noon with Ray Dunn. Bad Athlete Podcast, angry college coaches, innocuous and random topics. The news at noon with Ray Dunn. The news at noon with Ray Dunn.
The news at noon with Ray Dunn, the fresh maker. So I thought you gave Dutz a little praise, and that's what happens. As soon as you give somebody a little bit of praise,
yeah, I had my board up. I wasn't prepared. I meant to move the news at noon to my board. I forgot to do it, and you know.
Then you had to switch the board.
Yeah, all the way down to middays.
It's your first mistake you've made today, so it's okay.
Yep. All right, it happens.
Jordan.
We're going to start things off today, gentlemen, in the baseball world. So Mike Trout, obviously we know he's had a long injury-riddled career.
He's on fire!
But against the Yankees, he hit 5 home runs in 4 games. He's the first player in history to homer in 4 straight games at Yankee Stadium.
Woo! That's crazy.
Yesterday on the broadcast, it was Paul O'Neill and Michael Kay. You're going to start off the clip. You're going to hear Paul O'Neill. He's breaking down the pitcher on the mound for the Yankees, basically saying how he's got a good slider, good fastball. He shouldn't be giving up any hits. And Mike Trout crushes a 450 bomb to left. Take a listen.
You're looking on paper, Michael. You got 99 fastball, 94 slider, and 89 change or 90. I mean, it's on paper, you shouldn't give up hits.
Except he just did. Another home run for Trout.
That sounded loud, too.
And he crushed that deep into the bleachers. It's his 5th home run of this series. Wow. He is putting on a show.
Just on absolute fire, Johnny. I mean, he crushed the Yankees all series long. It was unbelievable.
7 home runs so far. He's only batting .246, but if he's healthy, he can hit. Mm-hmm. But you forget how great he was before the injuries all started. And you forget, there's only a couple guys when they hit the ball, when they hit it, and not being able to see it and to hear it makes it even more noticeable. When Ohtani hits the ball, it sounds different than when regular guys. When Trout hits the ball, it sounded different.
Wait, you're telling me people forget that he was a 3-time MVP?
When was that? I mean, seriously, when was the last time he played a full season? 2019? No, last year. He had 556 plate appearances. Still didn't have 500 bats. The last time he had 2019. He had 600 plate appearances. 22, he was healthy, somewhat.
He went through it. You're right about that, man. One of the greats to ever play the game. He's on a tear, and you know what? You know why? Because he's on the East Coast, Johnny. That's why the Phillies need to add him. Wouldn't you like him patrolling center field right now?
Nope, not at all. Well, of course we would, but he doesn't want to play here.
No, he's very comfortable. You know, Mike Trout and Joel Embiid have a lot in common. Greats, injury prone, very comfortable in their surroundings.
I'd say Trout more so than Embiid.
That says Embiid takes a little bit more slack here, that's sure. But Embiid does not want to go anywhere. You know that because he's able to do what he wants. Same thing with Mike Trout. Mike Trout, he's comfortable over there. And that takes a little bit of, for me, it takes him down a peg. I want to see you in the best competition, and it's not happening with the Angels. I'd love to see Trout at a different spot, but he's obviously comfortable playing in that environment, not hearing anything.
He is. One time, it was similar to Sean Mannion, but Dutz, Mike Trout was at a Sixers game, and his brother was sitting next to him. And Brace went up to try to book him for an interview, and the brother's like, yeah. He took her email or something.
Yeah, we were chopping it up. That was in the middle of everything.
That's when he was winning MVPs.
Yeah, and Mike Trout was without a hat on at the Wells Fargo Center, standing in the hallway, and everybody walked by him. Nobody recognized him. It was because I was, plotting for
You recognized him.
I recognized him from the seats. I mean, he's sitting front row,
right?
Okay, so the halftime comes and he goes up to literally the stand. Which you don't do that when you're sitting front row. You go underneath.
He went up to the concourse.
He went up to the concourse. His brother, they were meeting some family, so I'm hanging back. People are just walking by Mike Trout, not even recognizing him. So when I came up, they were really cool, very nice, and Mike was cool, Yeah, man,
he's nice.
My brother handles it. We talked to him. Yeah, they didn't get back to me.
Yeah, when's the last time you saw him do a local radio interview?
Never came on the show.
Has he ever been on the radio in Philadelphia? I've never heard him.
That is a good question.
We've been doing radio a long time.
Yeah.
All right, Tutsy, what else do you have?
First, that reminds me, when Sean sent that picture, he said it without context. So we're looking at like 100 people.
We were looking at the wrong person.
No idea what it was.
Even after I knew who it was, I thought Mannion was the other guy.
There was a guy who looked like Jonathan Gannon. So I thought that was the guy that Sean was referencing. I didn't know what he was talking about.
I got the eagle eye, man. I'm always on the hunt.
Yep. All right. So we're going to the NBA here. So the play-in, obviously, we've talked about it a lot with the Bam LaMelo stuff. In their exit press conferences yesterday, Bam spoke about it, and he had basically broke down what the play about LaMelo, his thoughts on it. Take a listen.
It doesn't make sense that 3 or 4 plays can go by and you can review a 3-point shot, but you can't review a hostile act. And I think I think LaMelo is just going to, see it as another game. He makes, 30 M's a year. To 60, he's not even going to see. It's one of those things everybody's going to have their opinion on it. Nobody's really going to know the truth but LaMelo, if it was dirty or not, obviously. Everybody's going to try to defend him or defend me. So it's really him. We move on at this point.
He also said that LaMelo hasn't apologized to him yet, but then LaMelo said today, like about 10 minutes ago, he was on the sidelines preparing for the game against the Magic. He said that he was waiting outside of Bam's locker after the game. He didn't get to see him, but he hopes to. So miscommunication, I guess, but I don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
I think LaMelo's lying there.
Yeah, I don't like LaMelo, but man, am I wrong to say, dude, all right. He pulled you down. It was a dirty play. You got hurt.
I don't have any issue for the way that Bam has handled this at all. He's not whining about it. He's being asked about it.
He was out for the season. He was out for the game.
Knocked him out for the game.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's a deciding game. I'd be pissed. He has a reputation before that moment.
He does.
And guys probably don't like him anyway. So now he yanked him down. He didn't Spoelstra came out after the game and was like, I'm not using this as an excuse for losing the game, but the guy should be thrown out of the game. And the fact that you can't review that's ridiculous.
They can't. How? What?
Well, I mean, isn't that what he said?
He wanted them to review that play to maybe get LaMelo ejected. Or
Agreed.
I thought they did review it, and they didn't bump it up to a flagrant. I thought they did review. Why can you not? Anyways, whatever. We don't need to get bogged down in that. Regardless,
he should have been thrown out of the game. It matters if that is a flagrant foul, and the fact that he was out of the game. It's like in hockey. If you knock somebody out of the game in hockey, you got high stick and you draw blood. It's more.
That's true. You asked the question: does he fall if LaMelo doesn't pull him down? I still believe he does. I do. I still think he's going to carry down and fall down, even if he doesn't pull him down.
All right, Tutsy.
All right, we're going to the WNBA. So the draft was this past week. The Dallas had the first overall pick. They took AZ Fudd. So she
really
had her
good player, UConn legend.
Yes. So
Elmer Fudd. Same way. FUDD.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
So she had her opening press conference, I believe, yesterday. She had a relationship with her former teammate Paige Buchers, who also played at UConn.
No. She is
in a relationship.
Okay.
Correct.
And they drafted her first overall.
Yes.
Yeah. So they're on the same team. Or a reporter had asked AZ about her relationship with Paige, and it was a very odd answer by the Wings PR team. Take a listen.
Paige announced last year on TikTok that y'all were a couple, and I'm wondering if that is still the case, and if so, if y'all have talked to any other couples in the league about how they negotiate that dynamic as pro teammates.
I understand why you have to ask that question, but we're going to respectfully decline from commenting on our players' personal lives. Go to the next question.
If you look at it, she looked ready to answer the question, and then she stopped for a second when they interjected. So I don't know what was going on there, but it's not good.
I think, Sean, actually, we were going to do this later on in the show.
Yeah, we're going to have a little PR session.
Yep.
Let's do that. Coming up a little bit later. However, this is not included. This is not included. So right here, right now, I would just say this. It's very unfortunate that the PR for the Wings handled it as such because, number one, people know about it. This was her first time talking on a microphone. They have come out and spoken about it. They went, as Dutch pointed out, she went on TikTok and said as such. Like, this question was bound to be asked. So, like, let them answer it.
You can't not. When you draft her, you realize it's coming, and you got to be more prepared than we're not going to talk about.
We're not going to talk about that. Like,
it's a legitimate question to the GM. Correct. It's a legitimate question to the player. It's a legitimate question to the other player. It just is.
Yep. And you can answer it any way you want, but this to like not allow her to have her say it, it's very odd to me. And to me, they made it worse by what they did.
So what's the biggest question from that? That's news, and you can bring it down there, Dutz. So I won't say a divorce because they're not married. But you've had a girlfriend before, right? Maybe you've worked with her or you haven't worked with her. But usually when things go wrong and you break up, then you wouldn't want to be around this person all the time. You essentially want to not have them in your life anymore. It becomes awkward, and it's not good. If you're like the old line of you don't bleep where you eat. Like, you don't date people that you work with because then if it goes wrong, then it's awkward in the office. Imagine it being on a team.
Don't dip your pen in company ink, John Marks.
Correct. No, but think about it. They're in a relationship and whatever, and then stuff happens. Now what?
Yeah.
Does it can make everybody uncomfortable? I don't know. Normally when people break up, it's not just like we can still be best friends. We're just not going to date anymore. When does that happen? I don't want that to happen.
Yeah. No,
it's a legitimate question.
I thought it was a legit question, and it's one of those things where it's like, man, let's hear more about this.
And
if she wants to talk about it, if she wants to go in detail about it, if she wanted to answer that question like that, Fudd had every right to answer it however she wants, but the Wings PR to step in and no, that's not the right.
I know you want to protect your player, which is fine, but I would hate to think that they weren't prepared for that moment, because you would think that no, a professional sports franchise, they know that it's coming. You'd be surprised how poorly run some of these teams are, to where they may not, because if that was your tactic of, if we're asked about it, this is what we're going to do. That is not the way to go.
And Dutch was right when she almost looked like she was ready to talk, and it was like
she opened her mouth.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah,
towards the mic, like she went to talk.
She was fine with it, but also they're going to get asked this question again. This is not a one and done thing where it's like, okay, it's going to go away now. It's going to keep happening.
That's why I don't believe they were prepared for it, because if she would have known, hey, we're not going to answer this, and here's why, I'll take care of it, because you don't want her to have to say we're not talking about this. Okay, then at least that was the plan going in. She was going to answer the question, so that wasn't the plan going in.
And she could have answered it like that. Hey, look, I'm not talking about my personal life. Fine. Okay. Then you move on. But the PR to step in like that?
It's weird.
Yeah, it was very weird.
All right. So we have this is such a big weekend and a big start to our winter teams that are in the playoffs. It's been a while since we've had some excitement over the Flyers, and certainly even the Sixers making the playoffs and playing the Celtics. Hey, man, who knows if you get a win? But some of the greatest rivalries this city has ever seen are actually the first round of these playoffs. We talked about the 76ers and the Celtics, and the Sixers aren't holding up their end of the bargain. But the Flyers this year, you wouldn't have known the Flyers have really been unsuccessful for the last decade or so, based on the hate that Philadelphia and the Flyers still get from Penguins fans. So this is going to be a real series, and you can listen to every game on the Fanatic starting on Saturday at 8 o'clock. And actually at 7 o'clock, we're going to have pregame coverage before that. So we have some voice memos on the Davis Honda text line. People are giving their Flyer resumes and talking about the Flyers. Here you go.
Hey, my name's Chris. I am a HVAC technician. I'm actually Gritty's cousin. We're raised up in the Northeast together. Any event, I am rooting for the Flyers. I feel like this franchise and fan base can use a first-round win to advance. It feels like it's just been way too long. So let's just hope for the best and beat the Pens. Go Flyers!
There we go.
He said that he's Gritty's cousin?
Yes. Not Black Gritty, our friend. I guess the
real Gritty.
The real Gritty.
Okay. That's pretty cool. Anyways, yeah, man, we're all fired up. We're ready to go. This is what it's all about.
Dutz, we have another one on the Flyers. Go.
Number one, we have the youth and they got the old men, so we need to use the speed to our advantage. Make them run up and down that ice, make them fly, wear them down, so if it goes to a game 6 or 7, they're going to be wore-out old men. Number two, they're going to try to intimidate the youngsters. They're going to try to bully us around, so the Flyers are already winning this city over, but they could really clinch it in if they stand up for themselves and are not afraid to drop gloves.
Love it.
There you go.
Let's drop some gloves, baby.
That's how you know it would be playoff hockey. Rick Tocchet screaming at the coach, standing on the bench. Laviolette, how crazy he used to go in those games. That's what you want. That's what you forget about playoff hockey.
That's right. Then you got the whoever it is as far as the host down there in between the two benches, and the coaches are yelling at each other, and they're like this.
Yeah, so we have an ESPN game on Saturday night. And then there's a TNT game. So they don't do any do the locals still have the broadcast, I guess, on some of them? I know it was a TNT game. The national coverage is TNT. But I don't remember enough about because if the Flyers aren't in the NHL playoffs, I actually may be watching a little bit if the series are good.
Yeah.
But that's about it.
It's been a little while. It's been a long time since we've had some traffic down there at the arena. Let's just put it that way at this point in time with both teams. And yesterday we were talking about what the schedule will happen. And Florence and the Machine, the concert.
Yeah, so what did they do? Cancel it?
Well, they got pushed. It got PPD'd, like the one caller. Thank you to that caller who called in and said I had tickets to the Garden for Billy Joel, and it said postseason basketball might bump us out, or the Rangers as well. Same with the case here. I saw John Kincade on social media saying the Flyers control all. The only thing I would add to him on that is the NHL dictated what dates they're playing. That was the word I got from the people that were inside the building, because I asked, I said, how does this play out? And
yeah, they're not choosing. I'm sure the Flyers or the building would like to have the concert and the Flyers. We talked about it yesterday. It was almost going to be impossible to do both.
Correct. So the NHL says, nah, that's not
Sorry.
how it works. Not the smoothest operation from the NHL perspective, releasing it. They put it out at 1 o'clock in the morning. If you look at the NBA had a lot of this stuff laid out before the play-in. So I don't know, man. I don't really think that things sneak up on them because they know playoffs are right around the corner.
Right.
But not the smoothest operation.
All right, if I was making a list of the best rivalries in Philadelphia, what are they? Without qualifiers or anything like that, the first thing that comes to your head is what?
It's got to be Mets-Phillies.
One? No, it's the Cowboys and the Eagles. If you asked any fan what's the top, I mean, I didn't even think about the Mets and the Phillies. It hasn't been because both teams haven't been good at the same time since the heyday.
I would be wrong to say Cowboys are not number one. I was trying to stay a little, just as far as with what we have now happening, Phillies, that top in mind, yeah.
So, but the Cowboys and the Eagles rivalry, and this is something great for the Davis Honda text line, 610-632-0975, and the voice memos, but leave your name, location, occupation.
Yeah.
It's a good way to text in what you think. The Cowboys-Eagles rivalry, there is an intense hatred between the two fan bases.
Yes.
Cowboys fans don't want to come up here and go to games because they know they're going to get harassed and everything else. You get the Cowboys fans that live in the area or from the area. That's a weird dynamic of it. It almost feels like we have a bigger rivalry with Philadelphia Cowboy fans. The Dallas Cowboy fans.
Correct.
So it's a weird rivalry, and it's not two-way.
And that's why it sticks out to me a little bit, because the Mets come here. The Knicks come here. The Giants come here. Like, those fans make the trip here. I'm interested to continue because you're going to try and fill it out. So I want to know where we stand as far as biggest rivalries in Philadelphia. Who's number two?
Got to be Penguins and Flyers. The fact that the Flyers haven't been good for a long time, and they made the playoffs twice in the last 10, 12 years or whatever, and the one was a COVID year. The fact that when we eavesdrop on Pittsburgh radio and they're still saying how much they hate us, Sidney Crosby hates the Flyers and hates coming to Philadelphia, and it's a respect thing, by the way. They actually love it when they say they hate it.
Yeah.
But that's something. The Penguins would be so, like the Pirates. The Pirates are beneath us.
Yeah.
No, we have not like they've won a World Series. The Phillies have won a World Series, but still, they're beneath us. I'm not going to fight with Pirates.
Not looking at you. We're looking past you.
Right.
I would disagree, though, John. 2 for me. Knicks.
That's a 1-year thing.
It's
real.
It has to. There's more to this than just what's taking place on the field.
It's the fans.
Yes.
Oh no, that was a bad scene when they came down here and won.
I hate Knicks.
Oh, I hate
them
the Knicks fans. I hate them. I hate the Knicks. I hate Spike Lee. I hate the whole Madison Square Garden thing. Sit in front row at the Madison Square Garden.
Hate the
Howard
Knicks.
Stern's got to sit courtside. He doesn't even know what a basketball is. You know what I mean? It's like, all right, whatever. No, I hate the Knicks too. The Sixers can't hold up their end of the bargain. The Celtics for me, and I'll throw my cousin Chris under the bus because I do it every time. He came to a summertime barbecue. This was in the height of Paul Pierce and those teams in Boston.
All right.
Wearing a Celtics Paul Pierce jersey and matching shorts, and then his shoes, his Nikes were matched to the Celtics colors. And he showed up, and I'm like, dude, you have got to be bleeping kidding me. You're wearing Celtics gear to a birthday party. I think it was somebody's birthday party in the summer. And I was like, dude, and like he said later, I get it, but I was trying to match my clothes to my shoes, my sneakers. It's like, bro, the Celtics? If you had any idea what I think of the Celtics, I would never do that. At least the Knicks and the Sixers haven't had this past. I mean, think about it. The Celtics and the Sixers were both the top teams in the East for a long time, and they were going back and forth to play the Lakers. The Knicks hadn't been good since Patrick Ewing's run, and they didn't win a championship, and the Sixers sucked then.
Yep.
So, I don't know. It is. There's not a lot of rivalries right now. The Mets is a great rivalry because those losers come down here and they...
No matter what.
Yeah,
you know
no
what
matter
you're
what.
getting. The Giants, no matter what, you know what you're getting. But they've been a bad team. I get it. I feel like the fans, the fact that they actually will travel and show up has to raise it a little bit. Because that's where you get the back and forth. That's where you get... look, credit to the Knicks fans for driving down here and filling that
For
arena.
sure.
That raised it up in my mind.
Well, and the Mets, they have Mets players, too. You know, the Celtics have a type player, and they're really irritating. So do the Mets.
Oh, you're right about that.
And they're really irritating.
Now, they did remove a few of those players, but Lindor is still there. He is
Nemo's out.
I think Lindor might be playing his last year with them.
Yeah,
Beatty's a guy, right? Now you add the Bo Bichette to it.
Oh, it's a good one.
Let's check in Bo Bichette real quick. 228 average. How's he doing? 1 home run, 9 RBI, 18 hits.
Thank God it's not here. Can you imagine if the Phillies were struggling and he was struggling?
Ooh, that'd not be good.
All right, coming up 610-632-0975. But what about the Sixers? Do they have more than a puncher's chance to win this series? That's coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5. Let's talk about my hair for a second. Morgenstern hair restoration. When I get the freshie and I get the shortcut people, I get the reaction like, yeah, your hair does look good. And that is because of Razor Bar and Wayne. Thank you, Emily. But it's because of Morgenstern hair. That's it. You look forward to getting the haircut. You look forward to getting the freshie because you know it looks good. And believe me, it didn't look like that for a while. And then I looked at my hairline. I said, you know what? Let me do something about this. And that's when I got with the hair team now at Morgenstern Hair. I had a hair restoration procedure. I had the transplant. The results are amazing. If you're starting to go bald, if you're starting to thin, maybe you don't think you're in the transplant phase yet, don't trust what you're seeing on Facebook. Don't trust some shampoo that you're seeing out there advertised. Morgenstern Hair has it for you. They can help you keep your hair. They can make your hair fuller and thicker. They can give you your hair back, all stages. So don't rely on social media. Rely on the experts over 30 years, 3 decades of experience. That's what Morgenstern Hair Restoration has behind them. 610-831-HAIR. 610-831-HAIR. The website is Morgenstern Hair. Morgan with an E, morgensternhair.com.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Big test for the Phillies. I'm Brandon Dutz, and the Phillies start a huge series tonight against the Atlanta Braves, who currently sit atop the NL East. It's been a tough start for the Phillies coming off a series loss to the Cubs. Jim Salisbury of NBC Sports Philadelphia joined Unfiltered yesterday to discuss if it's time to hit the panic button.
I think it's too early to say they'll be playing golf in October. I think it's too early to say they need a managerial change. I think it's too early to be in panic mode. I'm never in panic mode. I think it's a bad emotion for this game.
Flyers will play the Pittsburgh Penguins in their first playoff game since the 2019 season. Puck drop is set for 8 o'clock, and you can listen to the game right here on the Fanatic. After taking down the Orlando Magic, the 76ers will look to keep the momentum going against the Celtics on Sunday. Tip-off for the first game is set for 1 o'clock, and you can listen to the game right here on the Fanatic. We are less than a week away from the NFL Draft, where the Eagles have a total of 8 picks. This update is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call a 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MADD-HELP or visit MAD.org. I'm Brandon Dutz on the home of the 76ers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
Remember what that hello's from?
No.
Hello?
No.
It was a celebrity contest with Mike.
Hit it again?
Hello?
The guy claimed to be Larry David, and Joe put him through.
Doesn't surprise
Mike does this big intro of him, and he goes, "Larry, is this really you?" And there's like a 3-second.
Hello?
He goes, "This is Larry David."
Get out of here. That was a great run, man. We should bring that back in some capacity.
The winner was P. Diddy, the guy that got P. Diddy to call in, beating Donald Trump.
I remember that.
It was the secretary of Trump in Atlantic City that got him to call in. And Mike had him on the phone forever, and he was trying to get off very early. And then, so at the time, P. Diddy was a bigger name. Trump wasn't talking about running for president. This is a long time ago.
It's 12, 13, whatever it was.
Meanwhile, look at the fortunes of those two.
A little bit different. little bit different. Yeah,
Crazy.
Diddy, who knows, man? I don't know when's he
he's
getting
incarcerated.
out. Yeah, he's incarcerated. I think he's getting out soon, though, believe it or not. But
Yeah, he's already had a lot of time served. He was in there for a while. All right, so Sixers, Celtics. So
Take
just
that.
so everybody knows, every one of these games will be on the Fanatic because they're not on the same days. So we don't have any conflicts yet. So Saturday night, 8 o'clock will be the game, the pregame. I'll be on the postgame of the Flyers on Saturday night. And then Sunday, the Sixers at 1 o'clock with Tom McGinnis. Is it closer to a competitive series or a sweep? You earlier said closer to a sweep.
Yeah, unfortunately, yes.
Dutch, closer to a competitive series or a sweep?
I'll go competitive series.
Which to you is what?
Sixers losing 6.
What, you just hoping that? Is there a reason? Could you give me something that you believe it's a competitive
The
series?
Sixers have played them pretty close thus far. I think Tatum's going to be a problem, but the biggest issue is going to be rebounding.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a problem all year. You have if Nurse can start Drummond, I think they have a serious shot.
Oh, so now it comes down to Andre Drummond.
Well, I'm just saying, because you got to think, you didn't have Paul George out there. So George probably goes on Jaylen Brown. Tatum will give you a problem, but George gets to guard one of those guys. You didn't have him out there last time, so that's why Brown was killing you.
Yeah, it's also playoffs too, and it's a series.
Right.
But
Like game 1, I think the Celtics could overlook them, and the Sixers could snag that one. I think that's a real possibility.
And Sean will be painted blue if the Sixers win game 1.
Happily.
I think to me a competitive series would be Edgecombe looks like he belongs. Maxey looked really good, and they win a game, and they're competitive. It's just that you can't even without Embiid. These guys, if they have to fight to not get swept or to at least show they give a damn, that's what I want to see. I can't see a team that comes in and just gets their asses totally kicked. I'm sorry, and that's what the Celtics are looking to do.
Yeah.
There's no mercy. Missoula he goes to the dojo. He's a karate guy.
I know, and I feel bad saying it like this, but this team doesn't show you fight consistently, and that's what they're going to have to do. Like, I will be there and tell you, Oubre fights, Maxey fights, and VJ fights. Other than that, man, it's up in the air. Like, it's a big ask for Andre Drummond because this is a really good rebounding team in the Celtics.
How much does he play? I don't even know. I don't even want to talk about Andre Drummond.
Also, it would be really nice if you had a coach that could get creative. Missoula's out-coaching Nick Nurse.
Of course.
Hands down.
All right, Davis on the text line. We have a voice memo. Go ahead, Dutzy.
Hey guys, what's going on? Michigan Elliott. I'm jacked up about all this whole weekend. Whole weekend's gonna be good, but the Sixers fans, the delusional Sixers fans, we need to take it easy. We just need to enjoy some good signs, some good players, some good plays. Okay, we're not gonna take game 1. We're not gonna win game 1. You know, last time we took something from Boston, it was 17-23 when we took Benjamin Franklin. Okay, let's just be excited about our Flyers. Let's look good. Let's go, baby. Come on.
Yeah, I can get behind that. Nice call, sir. Nice memo there. Yeah, there are people out there, game 1, and you look at the record, the playoff record with Tatum, it's not that good. It's just like we are opposite ends of the spectrum from a franchise capacity. Like, you talk about a team that's competing for a championship, and here the 76ers need to get a play-in game just to get into play.
No, their expectation is winning.
Winning
a championship. Yeah, not winning the East. Not get the Sixers' expectation is. I heard Cedric Maxwell. He does the former Celtic who does their games up there on our sister station, the Sports Hub. I heard him say that all the pressure's on the Celtics. There's really no pressure on the Sixers, but is there for there to be true pressure on the Celtics, they would have to the Sixers would have to win.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. I still think they win a game. I think they win game 4. It's a gentleman's sweep.
I did say Vernon earlier today, too. So just so you know, Vernon is great on the podcast. And then you said
Mad
he's up there.
Max.
I'm like, oh, what?
Former
No?
Sixer.
Yeah, I got that one wrong. Yeah, Vernon was awesome. Back to that voice memo. He is right. You got to take the small wins at times. I am excited to see VJ compete. VJ took the baton and ran with it in that last game. Just get out of his way. He's a rookie. Expectations are low for me. Like as far as point total is concerned, I just want to see him continue to be VJ, aggressive, play good defense. Let's have some fun. That's all. Entertain me. Make me a bicycle clown. That's what I'm going to be yelling at 1 o'clock on Sunday.
All right, coming up. So tell me what this segment is coming up, Sean.
Oh, we are the Spin Doctors. We are your PR 101 tandem right here. Marks and Brace. That's right. Look, we talked about a lot with Rossini, and oh, by the way, she'll be coming up in some capacity. There are a lot of people that get paid a lot of money to make good decisions on behalf of their clients, and they fail. We saw that with the Dallas Wings. We're seeing it now with Rossini and her agency. There's some others that we're going to mix in as well. We are the Marks and Brace Spin Doctors right here, PR 101, coming your way.
The Spin Doctors coming up next. Hey, listen, if your garage floor is cracked, stained, peeling, it is time for an upgrade, and you're doing that with Comer and Cross. They will transfer your entire garage in just one day, and right now, we're talking about 50% off the installation. It's not epoxy. It's not paint. A Comer and Cross floor is the gold standard, guaranteed to never chip, crack, or show tire lift. If you know your garage floor is in bad shape with the cracks and the stains or the epoxy, Comer and Cross is where you should go. They handle everything. They move your items out for you. They repair cracks and damage. Then they install a custom finish that looks like a showroom floor. And right now it is 50% off installation. It's fast. It's clean. It's built to last. It's the perfect showroom finish when you come home. Call them today. No obligation. Get more information. 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. 1-800-NEW-FLOOR or the website comercross.com. COMER cross.com.
The Sports.
Fanatic Deal of the Week. It's available at 975thefanatic.com/deals. How about a 4-pack of Trenton Thunder tickets? $30.
How about that?
Leave that up there in the background there, Dutz. So $30. I'm sure parking's not that expensive.
No.
You're not paying $30 for a drink or $10 for an ice cream. It's a good place to take the family. $30. 4-pack of Trenton Thunder tickets. 975thefanatic.com/deals. Hooah, there you go. All right, we're back. It is Middays with Marks. John Marks, Sean Brace, Dutsy, and it's a brand new segment.
Yeah.
And what's it called, Sean Brace?
This is called Marks Embrace the Spin Doctors, PR 101. You like that?
I love it.
All right.
I love anything that you're doing, and I can just react to you.
All right, just ride with me on this one. All right, hit me, Duts. Yeah, that's right, PR 101. Marks Embrace the Spin Doctors. We don't change the story. We just make it sound better.
Yeah, that sounds great.
So much that we're just going to run it back again there. All right, first one up, we have an apology already from a podcast, Kevin Kisner, who is a golfer on the PGA Tour, who joined Barstool Sports Foreplay Pod. And I'm just going to go ahead and play you from the jump on what exactly he had said, because he questioned CBS Sports' handling of the Masters broadcast. Let's have a listen.
What are we doing, man? Like, play. You have no commercials. Play live shots. I don't know. Our production team at NBC prides themselves on playing every shot that they possibly can live.
All right, so he said a little something there. Took a little shot at CBS Sports. The almighty Masters coverage.
Yeah,
Understood.
A lot of people did.
Yeah, a lot of people did. Okay, no big deal, right? Well, unfortunately, I don't know what happened. Kisner, though, episode 2 of the brand new podcast with Barstool Sports, already apologizing, which I believe is a Barstool Sports record. Let's have a listen to the apology.
It is what it is, man, and I just have to apologize to the golf team at CBS. I crossed the line probably too much by talking about that whole content. And I know from my short time in the business how wild production is, right? It is a very difficult thing to produce a live show and make it all work. And everybody does their best. NBC screws up all the time, and we're just trying to do our best. I went too far on being critical on them, and I just want all the people associated with it. I apologize. And they're our partners in our with the PGA Tour, and they continue to showcase in a great way the game we all love.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, there you go.
So somebody from the tour heard it and called you up and yelled at you. So now you're. I mean, he didn't just say he was sorry and he was.
That was a hostage video, John.
Oh my God.
His hands were tied behind his back.
What a wimp.
I think he was waterboarded before. If you don't apologize for the coverage, here's what I'll say. This is my PR 101 pitch to Kevin Kisner. Don't take the podcast if you're going to apologize for what you say. Please don't. You weren't wrong. You were just opinionated, and you're doing a podcast about golf and the coverage and the majors and the players on Barstool. You can't apologize, episode 2. If I wanted an apology podcast, I'd listen to Ryan Clark on the Pivot.
No, and like you said, when you said this guy apologized, I'm like, oh, he must have said something really inflammatory.
No.
And then you hear what he said, and it's like, okay, like, dude, you better find a different line of work if you think you're going to be able to have a successful podcast and you're worried about what people are going to say to you like that. I mean, Jesus.
Come on, man. All right, so we go from the world of golf over to the world of NFL insiders. And there's a lot of people that cover the great game of football, John Marks, including Chrissy Freud.
Not Floyd.
Have you ever heard of Chrissy Freud before this week?
And probably not after.
I disagree there, but go ahead.
No.
I have not either. We do this for a living. We live on the timeline. We see what's happening. I've never heard of Chrissy Freud and her NFL coverage ever before, but apparently she's been with the USA Today in some capacity for over 10-plus years.
All right, so USA Today, not the newspaper. She was a contractor for the website.
Okay.
And I'm not trying to say anything other than that. Not that she isn't a respected reporter. Frankly, I took 10 seconds to try to figure out what she was doing. I just think she wrote on the NFL and college football.
Yeah.
So she was a real reporter, but, that's kind of what she was.
Well, she is no longer with the USA Today because it ended its contract of relationship with Chrissy Freud effective immediately yesterday due to statements on the whole Diana Rossini scandal. Yeah, she had to. She did not apologize, but she came out, man, was shooting, was firing, and she was really upset with the fact that you had Diana Rossini going out there.
So here's what happened.
I'm sure you were told to submit this or you'd get fired instead. She commented on the resignation letter.
Right. So Diana Rossini puts out the resignation letter on Twitter. She retweets it and says what Sean just said there. He said, "Don't let the door hit you on the way out. We know who you really are and what you've been up to for years. It does so much detriment to women in sports who have done things the right way."
Yeah.
She got fired for it.
She did get canned.
And USA Today didn't. And it's not the newspaper. It's their online. I want to make sure I mention that again. USA Today Sports has ended a contractor relationship with Chrissy Freud effective immediately. Her statements do not reflect our commitment to professionalism or uphold our principles of ethical conduct.
Yeah.
So in other words, you're saying as a reporter, you shouldn't be retweeting that and commenting on it. Which by the way, I mean, can you argue with that?
No, but here's the PR 101. She did her job. If I'm representing Chrissy Freud, nice work.
Now you know who she is.
I know who she is. She's making a name for herself. We're going to go ahead and line her up. She's being canceled. I'm going to get her on Fox. I'm going to get her on with Clay Travis. Outkick. I'm going to go down that path. Oh, yeah. PR 101 spin here. Nice work, Chrissy Freud.
So when I first saw the tweet, which was days ago, this happened she was a couple days ago, right?
She just got canned, yeah.
She just got canned, but she put out the tweet right after the same day as the resignation letter.
Correct.
She's gotten 4 or 5 more thousand followers on Twitter. So it's only like now. So she's going to need to actually be good at what she does for it to matter.
Well, that's a whole different world. I'm just handling the attention and the PR press and all that. So we'll have to worry about the X's and
No, but
O's
to
a
your
little
point,
later.
does this really hurt her? She lost a job where she's probably not making a ton of money
not at
doing
all.
it.
We should get her on the show next week.
But Dutz, can you book Chrissy Freud?
Chrissy Freud.
Because by the way, what she said, she's 100% right.
Yeah, I don't really see too much of what she did say. Again, if you aren't really doing that much for the outlet, then yeah, we can remove you and get rid of you pretty easy.
So here's because what a lot of people are saying is there was a columnist for USA Today, the paper and the digital, but the paper that wrote a scathing article on Rossini, essentially saying the same thing. I forget it was a female,
Nancy Armour,
right?
Correct, yeah.
Well, her job is to put out opinions like that. I don't know if they want somebody that's covering a team for a digital site.
Yeah, it depends.
Saying it.
Yeah. Do you pull your weight?
But do you really need to? Can you just ignore it? I mean, it got a lot of attention. I guess that's why they decided to do it.
I've never heard of Chrissy Freud before this. And like I said, from the PR spin, hey, man, nice work, Chrissy. Keep it going.
But the other thing is that she was right in what she said. She wasn't wrong.
She
Now,
wasn't wrong.
I do see some women saying, well, why the women on women crime? Like, you shouldn't do that. At the very least. I'll give you an example, and I won't mention names, but when there was a program director was let go and there was a talent that was formerly at the station that retweeted the news story and was like celebrating in the retweet. And I sent him a text message and said, there's no benefit to doing that. Someone just lost their job.
Yes.
Like you may feel like that, then feel like that. You don't have to, like, seriously, that's only going to hurt you in the future. I don't think this hurts her in the future other than losing her job.
Chrissy Freud?
No,
not at all. Not at all. And to your point, yeah.
I don't want to celebrate people getting fired, even if I feel like celebrating it.
And I want to put that out there because somebody hit me up on the timeline yesterday saying, because the Rossini wake, it's taken everybody. People are getting all aggravated. We played 2 radio hosts yesterday going back and forth. Remember, we got this one.
Settle down, Fitzy. Just settle down.
And then we got this one.
Stay on target.
Yeah, we had that. So this was another chapter into the Rossini madness.
Right.
And that's all I put on social media from the show perspective. And the guy came up. He's like, hey, man, that's not cool. Don't be celebrating. I'm like, that's not what I'm doing here. I'm not celebrating anything. To be honest with you, Rossini should have handled this the right way. She should have marks and brace. And then she would have been out of the picture to a point.
Correct.
But she didn't handle it the right way.
Believe me, I heard Albert Breer this morning up in Boston. He talked about it last week where it was still uncomfortable, but now people are much more comfortable talking about it. And he said that clearly she made a mistake in how she ended it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you take it on the lip, even if you feel like it's unfair. And she's acting like the victim here. But even if it's unfair, even if all these things that she was saying in the videos, she was just fooling around. The reality is you got caught with a coach on the roof of an exclusive adults-only resort.
A bungalow.
I don't know what to tell you. She had every opportunity to prove the pictures were taken out of context. She did not do that because obviously that they weren't taken out of context, and we know what's going on. You know what happens in life? Sometimes you make mistakes.
Yeah.
And when she doesn't have to admit to anything, but when you say, I don't want to put anybody else in an uncomfortable position, everybody at the Athletics been great to me, I'm going to resign. And that's it. And then you sit out for 6 months, and then you go and do an interview on Dan Patrick. But she's not human like that. She's not. She's shown her true character.
She thinks she's bigger than what she really is, and unfortunately, she's taken everybody on.
She thought, and it's arrogance, she thought by saying, no, I was on a girls' hiking trip. What are you talking about? These are taken out of context, that everybody was going to say, okay, that's fine, because that's what the editor of The Athletic said. Like, okay, we believe you. And then it's like, okay, well, where's the evidence of that? Oh, there is no evidence. Are you telling me a girls' trip on a hike, they would have had, between the 5 of them, there would have been 2,000 pictures that would have been taken.
Do you really think that dude from The Athletic really believed her? That Ginsburg?
I mean, how do you react like that?
Oh, God.
Dude, here's what I know about Diana Rossini. Every male that she seemed to come into contact with liked her.
Huh.
And I'm just saying she obviously was very friendly, and she was able to get people to like her back.
How about that, Ray?
Mike
Dunboyce?
Gill was like, no, Rossini's like really cool. And I'm like, no, she's not. I argued with him here. I was like, no, she's a total creep. She's a fake, and she's a phony. And he's like, what do you mean? Like, he couldn't believe that I was anti-Diana.
There's not a lot of you out there.
And believe me, I've been on this. I've been doing this with Rossini. This goes back to a tweet on Julio Jones being traded to the Titans. She put out that there was first round offers for A.J. Brown to the Falcons. And immediately I said, there are no first round offers. You're taking that and putting it out there without vetting it. And it was fraudulent. And I was right, because they ended up getting the second round draft pick for Julio Jones. She's been a fraud for that long. She played the game. When you play the game and it works for you, when the game turns on you and the machine turns on you, you got to take it, man. And she didn't want to take it.
That's it.
Coming up next, Sean, we're going to play Eagles Draft True False.
Ooh.
Dutsy has, is it 5? No, is it more? All right, Dutsy has questions on the Eagles draft, and we have to go true or false. This has never been done in sports media before. Nothing similar or anything like that. First time ever.
Ever?
That something like this has ever been done.
History, man.
We got to get the draft talking, so I'm excited. Less than a week.
I know.
6 days away. We haven't talked about
I know, the jingle. It's in my head often.
Eagles draft, true, false, coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Flyers head to Pittsburgh. I'm Brandon Dutz, and the Flyers are headed to Pittsburgh to start a series with the Penguins in the first round of the playoffs. Head coach Rick Tocchet joined the show earlier this week to talk about the matchup.
Crosby, Malkin, and I coached those guys, won a couple of cups with them. They aren't going away. One of our game plans, like Sid loves to play against the Flyers, right? So, I got to figure a way how we slow this guy down.
Flyers and Penguins clash tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. You can catch that game live right here on The Fanatic. The Phillies begin a huge 3-game set tonight against the Atlanta Braves, with Taijuan Walker taking the mound. As things currently stand, the Phillies are 3.5 games back of Atlanta and will try to close the gap over the weekend. 76ers will travel to Boston as they take on their division rivals in the first round of the playoffs. First game of the series is on Sunday, and you can listen to that one right here on The Fanatic, with tip-off scheduled for 1 o'clock. And the countdown to the draft day begins, as we are now less than a week away from the NFL draft, where the Eagles hold a total of 8 picks. This update is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call a 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MADD-HELP or visit MAD.org. I'm Brandon Dutz on the home of the 76ers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and The Fanatic app.
the head ringing. 1 o'clock hour of the program brought to you by Morgenstern Hair Restorations. Great teams stick together. So does great hair. Morgenstern Hair Restoration. Championship results, 3 locations. Bala Kinwood, Wayne, Pennsylvania, Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Morgenstern Hair. That's Morgenstern with an E. Morgan with an E. Morgensternhair.com. Or call them 610-831-HAIR. And actually, you know what? Dutz, your phone number should have hair. The last 4 digits should be hair.
I'll
Since
give
your
you,
hair,
I'll
Jordan.
give you my hair.
So if you go out to a bar, do ladies just have to talk to you because of the hair? Do they say, can I touch it? Do they come up to you and go, can I please touch it?
I don't know. I've never been to a bar.
Yeah, I was just going to say, and he's you're 21 in October?
Yes.
Yeah, so he's kind of freshly 21. I can't imagine Dutz being in a bar, but approaching a female in a bar.
No, a female approaches him, especially with a mop like that. What are you doing later? Let's go. Come on, man.
Do you put on the dating apps? You just post your hair and nothing else.
Also, not on dating apps.
Dutz, what is going? Wait. So, do you drink? Do you have alcohol? Do you enjoy an alcoholic beverage from time to time?
Somewhat, yeah.
Okay, all right. No harm, no foul there. Especially this
It's not
day
like
and age.
you.
Hey, man, I've been good since Easter.
I know you have.
I'm gonna let it loose tomorrow.
You're gonna let it loose this
Oh,
weekend.
I'm gonna be banging the boards tomorrow.
So what do you do? How would you meet? I mean, listen, I
do you, Dutz?
Yeah, I know you had a girlfriend.
Go out with friends. Well, I met her through work.
There you
Okay.
go.
Yeah, so I would go out with friends. You just go out. Like I visit my friend Jake sometimes at Delaware. Go down there, meet
Okay.
everybody.
What's
you
up,
know?
Jake?
You take college trips.
Yeah. I didn't
Okay.
go to college, so I might as well get some experience for it, right?
There you go.
Right. Yeah. I was doing the same thing for a
Yeah,
while. I was
same-
just visiting colleges.
Yeah.
Not
Same
going to
thing right
college.
here,
Yeah.
man. Couch to couch.
So we have the least amount of education of every show ever.
Come on. Not a parent, too? Let's go.
We got Bill. I mean, Ricky brings it down a little bit, but Bill went to law school.
Got a high school degree.
Bang.
All right. Degree?
Some
Diploma. Diploma.
Well,
What do you get?
Yeah, you got a diploma.
Diploma.
You didn't get a
Not a
GED.
degree.
That's a degree.
That's a degree.
Well, yeah, we'll say you got a diploma.
Yeah, there you go.
Not a degree.
It's some college.
All right. The draft is 6 days away. There's a lot of questions to be answered and answers to be questioned. And we're going to do that by playing Eagles Draft True False. Give me a little bit of that, Dutz. All right, Dutz asked the question, Sean. We have to go true false. All right?
Okay. All right.
Got Dutz.
All right, first one, true or false? The Eagles must find Dallas Goedert's successor in the draft.
Oh, absolutely true. And I would be happy if they drafted a tight end in the first round, in the second round, in the third round. But I want to get a guy higher than waiting till the fourth or the fifth, to where you're getting a guy that's like, okay. And they've had success in those rounds. Brent Selleck was a fourth or a fifth, but they have to get a real guy that can take over for Goddard. So I say true.
I say false. I say false because I believe that, as we have seen now for the past couple drafts, tight ends, they're out there.
Harold Fannin Jr. was in the third round last year.
See?
Dude's a stud.
So you have Dallas Goedert, you got Calcaterra, you got Johnny Munt right now currently on the roster. I know that, they do different things, and I get that. But for next year, I think you can attack that position, whether it's the draft or free agency. I don't think you have to find that right here, right now.
You want to kick the can again.
I'm content at the tight end position for this year.
Okay. Well, I am too, but I'd like to,
You're right. You're talking about the future. I get it.
Sliding in. All right, he doesn't have to start this year, but he's sliding in for Goddard.
I don't have to force it. If it makes its way on my draft board and the guy is there that I think highly of, I'm down. But it's not. I say false. You say true.
Okay. All right.
True or false? If the Eagles don't draft an offensive lineman in the first round, they should strongly consider taking a wide receiver.
Oh, absolutely true, Sean. Absolutely true. It's got to be the right player, but I think that's going to be like, all right, AJ's definitely not coming back. Maybe some people still won't think that. This isn't 2010. The wide receiver position has never been more valued in the NFL. They get one of the highest paid positions right now. So yeah, I would like to see a wide receiver. I don't think they're going to do them in the first round, but if they see a guy they like at 23, they should take him.
I say false. I'm false again. Yeah, defensive end. You are, man, you're really running thin at that position, and it's extremely important. You have to be able to get after the quarterback to be successful in this league. And right now, you're looking at Nolan Smith Jr. Correct me if I'm wrong. little injury prone. He's been dealing with some things since he's been drafted.
You can't rely on him to be a starter.
Exactly. So here we are right now. I think that they need to go ahead and target the defensive side of the ball, especially the defensive end. So if they're not going offensive line, that's where I'd like to see them go.
All right.
All right, we'll stay on the topic of edge rusher. True or false? Edge rusher is the Eagles' biggest need in the draft specifically for this season.
Is it the biggest need?
For this, so you're saying for this season coming up, you need this wide receiver, you need this player to influence the
I have to say true. I want to say offensive line, but I have to say true just for everything I just said. Just look at the roster of what they have right now, and if Nolan Smith gets dinged up in any capacity, who's stepping up and filling his position?
Right.
Right? Like right now, you are just really, really bare at the defensive end position. So, and oh, by the way, moving forward in years to come, too, as well. Talking about this year, though, yeah, I'd like to see them go after a defensive end.
I'm going to say true as well. And if you look at the biggest need on the team right now, it's the defensive end. And I know that teams don't like to be desperate to draft. Like, you don't want to have to draft for need. Sometimes if a player falls there and it's a need and it's also a player that you like, guess what? The Eagles needed quarterback depth. They needed secondary help. They got Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell, who instantaneously as rookies made huge impacts on the team. A Super Bowl team. So, yeah, I do want to – they should draft a defensive end if he's there, and he should help the team this year.
Yeah.
You may need a rookie defensive end to make a major contribution.
I love Brandon Graham, but, man, that can't be the plan this year.
12 snaps.
I know.
He's playing this year.
I'm pretty sure he is.
And either you're in or you're out. You don't get that. Ray's like, but I don't want to see Brandon.
I'm always in on Brandon Graham.
Making sure.
All right.
12 snaps. He doesn't need to he doesn't need to save the position. All right, Dutz.
True or false? The Eagles should 100% make an effort to draft a quarterback.
All right, I'll go first. They should make an effort to draft a quarterback.
That's a true.
Is it?
That's a true. Tanner McKee last year of a contract.
Sure.
All right. There's already talk they're going to trade him. He could be traded in the draft process. You don't have to do it because you have Andy Dalton this year.
Yeah.
But they drafted Kyle McCord because they saw, all right, we move McKee, and then he's the guy that slides in. Unfortunately, he didn't work out.
I don't want to draft the guy if he's not going to play. I don't have to draft the quarterback to back up Jalen Hurts. I say false.
I say
false.
true. You see somebody in an early round that you like? I'm not going to pretend they should take one in the first round.
No, there's
or even
no,
in the second round.
There's no doubt about it. If you have your draft board and a player falls to you, yeah, you got to look long and hard at that. Sure, regardless of the position. I'm with you there.
All right, Dutsy.
Hold on, TV went out behind me. True or false? The Eagles should stick to the plan of taking the best player available and not worry about specific positions and needs.
Yeah, one of the biggest myths in the draft is that you follow the board, you don't go best position available or the best player available, or you go best position available, you follow your board.
Yeah.
And I say BS to that because you're always going to have players that are around the same range of who you like. And if there's a defensive end or a running back that you have rated highly, where are you going to go? The defensive end, because it's a bigger need. So you're going the bigger need on the team, but also in an area and the best player available.
Yeah.
If your best player available on the board is a running back, I don't want them to do that unless when would that be?
One more time, repeat the question because I want to answer this right.
And so I say false.
All right, you go false.
I'm saying you're taking the best player available at a position of need. Go ahead, read it again.
To read it again, Brace. The Eagles should stick to the plan of taking the best player available and not worry about specific positions and needs. I
say true to that. I say true. Yeah, you get the best player, and that goes because it's so difficult, right? Like I love how these couch general managers, especially this time of year, because this is their time to shine. You can't take a running back this high. You can't do this right here. BS. It's hard enough to pick these players and have a great career. If you're telling me. Perfect example was Saquon Barkley with the Giants. All those people that said it was a mistake, Saquon Barkley's one of the only reasons why the Giants were successful when he was there. That's it.
But taking a running back that high.
Look, the Titans are faced with that decision right now because they're going to have, number 4 overall? And Jeremiah Love is potentially the best player in this draft. Take him. Take him. If you're going to hit on that pick, on that player, take them.
Agreed,
That's how I view
but
it.
if you're in the second round and you have, all right, we have this running back rated really high, but we have this defensive end or I don't know, this offensive lineman slightly below him, you go with the position of need. I don't know. That's just the way I look at it. You can have another running back, great. You have Tank Bigsby. You're already slogged at the position anyway. So I say false. Go ahead, Dutzy.
All right, last one here, Johnny. True or false? For the Eagles to get back to the Super Bowl in 2026, Howie Roseman needs to nail this draft like he did with Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean. Well,
man, I don't know if he, and I'm going to say true. I don't. Well, the likelihood of
it's that easy, huh?
The likelihood of him having a draft with those players again that
All
hit
pros?
like that,
Yeah, sure,
is unlikely.
Yeah.
But you need contributors from the draft this year. They have some holes they need to fill in.
Yeah, you're not lying there, but come on, man. False. It's you can't. It's incredibly difficult, like I said, to pick a good player to have them pan out while they're in your uniform. Howie Roseman did that in bunches. It's incredible to go back and look at some of these drafts, how well he's done, especially with Coop and Quinyon. But to sit here and say, that is the need, or you have to do that in order to compete for a championship, you can't say true to that. But at the same time, Howie is really good at his job. You know he gets excited for this time of year. So the expectations are high, and most of the time he delivers.
Do you win the Super Bowl without Quinyon and Cooper DeJean?
Hell no.
Man, that's...
Hell no. I can say it loud.
Jalix Hunt?
Hell no.
So these first three picks in 2024, Mitchell, DeJean, Jalix Hunt. No matter what you do after that, and it wasn't great after that, I think Trot Jr. is certainly an NFL player, and he's a guy that could step in and be a starter at some point.
Yeah.
Good player, good special teams player. Will Shipley doesn't look like anything.
Man, that's my guy, Will.
Johnny Wilson, 6th round, whatever, but they nailed their first three picks. All three of those guys were major contributors as rookies. That's insane that they were able to contribute like that
it's
on a Super Bowl team.
It's ridiculous. It's only happened 2 or 3 times in NFL history that they've been able to do something like that. And it doesn't shock me, but what does shock me, and more so than ever when I was live during that draft, is the fact that Coop fell to him. Because everybody was ranting and raving about Cooper DeJean, and it was wait a minute, how is he still available?
Remember how they got him? Jeffrey Lurie, there's the video that's out there. Jeffrey Lurie couldn't sleep the night before because he was, how are we going to get this guy? We're not going to be able to get up to far enough to get him.
Yeah.
And so then they made a trade with Washington, and Lurie is like, do we get it? Do we get it? Do we get it? And so the pick that happens before Washington, they don't take him. And everybody in the war room, including Lurie, is like, oh. And then they make the trade with Washington. They get on the clock and they take him. It was so cool. And for him to work out the way that he has, the kid is a stud, man.
He's the chosen one.
More ways than one, too.
Yeah, he's the chosen one, both on and off of the field. He's down there in Arizona working out. It's almost his time to shine around all the short points coming up here soon. So I look forward to seeing Cooper back on the East Coast.
How do you build a Super Bowl roster? So we just said Mitchell, DeJean, Hunt. How about Jalen Carter?
Yeah.
Nolan Smith, who has been a disappointment at least last year, and Steen was a starter.
It's the trenches.
Year before that, Jordan Davis, Cam Jurgens, Nakobe Dean. And Calcaterra was a 6th-round draft pick. He's been on the roster the entire time. That's a good pick.
Look, when you have a great offensive line like they did and a really good interior as far as defense is concerned with Jordan Davis,
Jordan Davis just got re-upped.
You know that you can go ahead and take some shots on the outside, and they did that. Now, their board said, Quinyon is the best player. You got to go ahead and get him at this point in time. They did. And Cooper, it just is crazy to me that they were able to get him. Unbelievable.
2021, Devontae Smith, remember how he moved around a lot. He moved back, then he moved back up to get Smith, and he picked up those draft picks. But yeah, Devontae Smith, Landon Dickerson, Milton Williams, your first 3 picks. Kenny Gainwell was in that draft, and Kenny Gainwell's had a nice career in the 5th round.
Sure.
So really, you can only do these where you're recooking contracts and you're doing that if your drafts work out. As you can spend big time money and kick everything down the curb. You can't do that if you're signing free agents. To sign your own players, that's when you can concoct these contracts with favorable cap numbers later on. And that's why the Eagles have had so much success. They have the talent, but they can also do what they want with the contracts because they're re-signing their own guys. So, you can't do that unless you draft well. Now, this year's past draft, Jahad Campbell looks like you would agree, very promising.
Absolutely.
Worried about maybe the injury stuff, but
Jahad Campbell is a great pick.
Andrew Makuba?
I am a Makuba guy, but I can only go so far, right? I need to see more. But the times that we have I thought he played well in that Chiefs game on the road in Arrowhead. Yeah, like I said, it's up in the air. It's up in the air.
Ty Robinson's giving you nothing.
Yeah.
He barely played.
Yeah, look, I caught heat. Remember, we did a show, and I said that the Eagles did not hit. Howie did not hit on this draft, and a lot of people came back at me and said, well, what do you mean? I'm like, just tell me where the hits are.
Mac McWilliams, Smale, Mundon. Drew Kendall looks like he could be a potential backup offensive lineman, maybe a guy that could start at some point. Kyle McCord cut.
Yeah.
Miles Hinton.
That's what I mean. So Kyle McCord, like, that wasn't a good pick.
6th round, but still, you didn't hit.
It's not a good pick. If they don't pan out, it's not a good pick,
He
right?
didn't even make the team.
It's like but it's black and white, right? Like if they don't make the team, they don't pan out, it's not a good pick. It can't be in between, right? It's either yes or no.
I think it's more
nuance. Is there context?
It's more understandable if you're drafting a 6th round pick. If they don't make the team, they don't make the team. But if they can't play, it's a bad pick. It flat out is.
All right, I looked at that as a bad pick.
Trot Jr. in the 5th round is a good pick. Will Shipley in the 4th round. I mean, it's not the end of the world. He doesn't look like to me he can play.
I'm a Will Shipley guy. I'm a Will Shipley truther.
Now, is this in your bio or is this just like not in the bio, but you're?
No, I like Shipley. He plays special teams. He's had some good hits out there.
He has?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not trying to argue with you.
No,
I'm just saying.
and I'm not trying to make too much of a case either. I don't know. Am I wrong on this? Because I think he has the ability to play at this level. I do. Now, will he get the carries and all that goes with it? No. But we've seen him in mop-up duty. We've seen him in those 2 games at the end of the regular season that the Eagles didn't need, and they sat everybody 2 years ago in the Super Bowl run. He played well in those spots. So, I don't know. Again, that's a little too much on Will Shipley.
All right, we have a voice memo on the Davis Honda text line talking about A.J. Brown. Go.
Hey guys, it's Brendan from Manioc here, livestock auctioneer. We got a big week ahead of us. We're super excited. Flyers, Sixers, Phillies, maybe they get hot, but we're thirsting for Hurst here, baby. I've been breaking down the film, watching the tape. I heard the Checo Moshe, the Inside the Birds guys talking about this guy, Ted Hurst, Georgia State. Learn the name. Thirsting for Hurst. He's 6'4", ran a 4.42 40. Got the size, goes up and get it. He's going to replace AJ. Let's get after it. Go Birds, baby.
He's thirsting for Hurst.
Livestock, huh?
Mosher, when I asked him, give me a player that you like that's not on the radar, and he went with Hurst. What's his first name? Ted.
Ted.
Not a lot of Teds out there.
Does not. Ted.
Ted
All right.
Kennedy.
Ted.
Passed away. Ted from How I Met Your Mother. Terrible show.
All right, so I'm not going to be sitting here and breaking down Georgia State by no means, but
well, I think Brendan looked at his tape.
Yeah, he
on
said,
YouTube.
Yeah, when he was, in between running livestock.
Livestocker.
Yeah, exactly. What the hell's going on around here? Thirsting for Hurst, though. I'm a sucker for a good slogan, so go ahead and sign
You
it.
in?
Yeah, I'm in.
Do I need to get his face on a T-shirt like it did with Otto Kemp?
Definitely not.
Because the AutoZone's not working out so far.
No, the AutoZone's closed right now, John.
Here's the other thing. I don't think it's opening.
I don't think
I'm not even going to pretend it's fine. It's not.
Is he getting PT? How does he get PT?
He hits.
So he's a pinch hitter, or is he playing?
He's gotten starts. He had a hard hit ball his last start.
Yeah, no, I know, but so I'm saying we know the pitching matchup for this weekend. Will he get a start this weekend?
Does he start against Sale?
I would say that's your in, right? That's the only lefty in the series. I forget who
Plays left field. Yeah, but he's in left field. Dude, if he can't field the position and his hitting's up in the air, you can't put him out there.
Yeah.
Well, that's why he's at risk to get sent down to the minors. They need a right-handed hitting outfielder. They designated Weston Wilson for assignment. How about Weston Wilson right now, everybody?
Is he in the bigs?
He got picked up by somebody's 40.
He did.
I don't remember. I don't know if he made the team after that. I was the Weston Wilson
Orioles.
guy.
Yeah, Orioles.
I was a Weston Wilson guy. I don't know.
You got an American League team?
John, you seen this? He's batting .333 on the year.
Weston Wilson?
Yeah, with 1 hit.
Yes. What? How many at bats? 3.
One of
Yeah,
3.
There you go. Yeah, that's it. We'll take him.
All right. Well, there you go.
Round 17. He was the 501st overall pick. That's what. Would you like to cover that draft? How many rounds are in the Major League Baseball draft?
Not as many as there used to be.
Yeah,
I don't even know if there's more than 15 now.
No,
or something.
17.
Yeah.
There's a lot more than 15. It goes a couple of days.
Not anymore.
I know the first round's televised. After that, they don't televise it. They just go over important players.
How many rounds is the Major League Baseball draft?
As he's talking in the chat.
Is it 30 rounds?
20.
It's 20. Yeah. No. Believe me, they scaled everything back. They yanked a bunch of minor league teams.
It seems so much
save
bigger
money.
than that. So much longer. It's just because it's a lot of teams. It seems so
I
much
guess.
lower.
I mean, Mike Piazza was famously drafted, in like the 50-something round? So they did used to have all those.
Hey, Chrissy Freud, we need a new insider for Major League Baseball draft. Have fun with that one.
I want to do that.
That's.
I was looking at a mock this morning.
NFL draft.
An MLB mock draft.
Oh, you were?
Oh, I sure was. ESPN had something up there.
You sicko.
Oh, I can't get enough of it. No, there are two shortstops. The one kid's he's a UCLA.
Yes, he's going to Chicago.
He's going to the White Sox first pick. And then there's
the Rays.
There's a high school. The Rays have the second one. There's a high school shortstop that's probably going to go too. But the White Sox want to go college because he's ready to play. If you look at it, you're getting college kids that are getting to the majors within a year, and they're like look at the last couple. They're getting contracts right away too.
Yeah,
they're getting major league contracts right away.
Kid from
the McGonigal kid.
Yeah, McGonigal just got paid. Nice work by him.
They all do. All right, well, coming up, 610-632-0975. This is the segment where you can get in on the Flyers or the 76ers. We give you our thoughts on the games coming up this weekend, and you do the same as well. On the phone line of 610-632-0975, on the Davis Honda text line, or on the Davis Honda text line using a voice memo. That is coming up next. It's Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic. Let's talk about, I reference the BetParks app all the time. Damn it. All right, so what's going on right now on the BetParks app? Listen, there's a lot. Pro basketball playoffs, game 1 Sunday. Philly at Boston. Playoff hockey, Fly Guys at Pittsburgh. You already know what we think of that series. So whether it's the game, whether it's the series, it's the only online casino and sportsbook I would ever recommend. It's the BetParks online casino and sportsbook app. And you can bet more than the score. Bet playoff performances, player performances, pro basketball, golf, soccer, baseball, MMA. And right now, new casino users will get 250 bonus spins on the hot online slot game, the Sweetest Collectum, plus up to a $1,000 casino bonus back. Play all your favorite casino games for real money, slots, blackjack, poker, and, of course, bet all of your favorite sports right now on your phone. The BetParks online casino and sportsbook app, where there's always another way to win. You must be 21 and in PA, New Jersey, Michigan, or Maryland. New users only. Terms and conditions do apply. See BetParks.com for details. Casino bonus must be wagered. Gambling problem. Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Getting ready for Pittsburgh. I'm Brandon Dutz, and this update is brought to you by Morganstone Medical. This month at Morganstone Hair Restoration, they're including a free Alma-Ted treatment with your procedure. That's $1,000 value free. Call 610-831-HAIR or visit morganstonehair.com. The Flyers will head to Pittsburgh to clash with the Penguins in the first round of the playoffs. Head coach Rick Tocchet joined the show earlier this week to talk about the matchup.
Crosby, Malkin, and I coached those guys, won a couple of cups with them. They aren't going away. One of our game plans, like Sid loves to play against the Flyers, right? So, I got to figure a way how we slow this guy down.
Puck drop for Game 1 is set for 8 o'clock, and you can listen to the game right here on The Fanatic. Phillies will look to make up some ground on the Braves this weekend, starting tonight with Taijuan Walker taking them out against Martin Perez. After beating the Magic on Wednesday, the 76ers will turn their attention to the Boston Celtics. Game 1 is on Sunday, and you can listen to that one live right here on The Fanatic with tip-off set for 1 o'clock. This update is also sponsored by Taco Bell. New crispy chicken Crunchwrap sliders at Taco Bell. With nuggets and your choice of sauce inside, one's a snack, more's a meal. At participating U.S. Taco Bell locations for limited time and while supplies last. I'm Brandon Dutz on the home of the 76ers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and The Fanatic app.
back, Middays with Marks. The dynamic duo of Ricky and Ray coming up next because it's a. Thank God it's Friday. All right, so remember this for all the listeners out there. The home of the Sixers and the Flyers. We will be live for pregame. We'll have the postgame. I'm involved in the postgame.
How about that?
So that's Saturday. Games at 8 o'clock, pre and post, before and after. Jason Martinez will be with me for postgame this week, or on Saturday. Then Bill Colarulo after that. And then the Sixers game on Sunday. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
So that's a 1 o'clock game.
Big weekend.
Big weekend. And then we have game 2 for the Flyers on Monday, which is crazy.
There's no chance we're going to be coming in Monday disappointed. No chance that's going to happen.
No chance? All right, what's our record on Monday?
1-1.
So you 1-1.
Oh no! Well, are we including the Phillies in this?
Don't include the Phillies. The playoff teams.
So we got the Sixers on Sunday, Flyers tomorrow night. 1-1. Flyers take game 1. It's a hot team, man. This is a team with belief. This is a team with good players. This is a team with the better goalie. This is a team that's showing more fight at the right time. Like, I am all flyered up for this series. And I do. I really think they go out there in game 1.
If the Sixers win, Sean Bracey's been on record. He can't weasel out of it. He will be in here on Monday in all blue. Dutz, you're going to have to paint him.
I'll do 4 hours right here in this seat, all blue.
No shirt.
Like the Blue Man Group. No shirt. Like the Blue Man Group. Just whoosh, everything. Chest out, hair flapping in the wind. You're gonna have to do a show with me for 4 hours.
You gonna fake hair? Oh, your chest hair. All right, no,
chest hair. Yeah, I'm not shaving.
He just pulled up his shirt.
Dutz, you got to go ahead and lather me up.
Yep.
All right.
All blue.
Let's calm it down over there. All right.
All blue.
Thank God Ray's back on Monday.
Settle down, Fitzy. Just settle down, bud.
Monday, what's the record, Dutsy?
I'm going 2-0.
2-0.
Oh, I'm confident, Johnny.
Woo!
I am 6 up. I'm flyered up. I'm ready to rock and roll.
He's out of his mind.
I have confidence.
Yeah, I don't. The Flyers, let's go. Right?
Yeah, let's go Flyers.
There's no reason to go into the game saying, like, anything other than, no, like, the Flyers, should the Flyers win the series? Yeah, I think they should. Or they're not favored to do so, but should they win the series? That they should be going in there smelling win. The Sixers, man, just
keep it
interesting. Competitive.
Yeah,
give me an extra game.
Keep it interesting. Maybe JoJo back in game 5.
Give me 5 games. Do we have voice memos that we haven't gotten to here, Dutsy? I know there was one on mustard before, but do we have any sports? If we have sports ones, you can do that, and then we can maybe
I know Larry Henry Jr. put one in a little earlier, too, on the Flyers, so we haven't got the LHJ check.
Got the mustard one for now.
Oh, okay, mustard.
All right. Give me some mustard. Voice memo on mustard. So earlier on, Sean was saying how he has 3 bottles of ketchup.
Correct.
In the refrigerator.
Now, I think you could have a number of mustards because you got spicy mustard. You got, yellow mustard. You got
variety's fine.
Yeah, variety.
But I had told a story about how somebody had this. It was the same bottle. It was Philly Pretzel Factory mustard, yellow mustard.
All right.
It's okay. I'm going to have a new mustard every time we get pretzels. I'll just put the new mustard in here and not dispose of the old mustard.
Why did she do that?
Why did the person do it? I'm not sure. All right, go ahead, play it.
Jim from Saturn here, semi-retired. Hey, Sean, you were talking about the ketchup bottles in your fridge.
Yeah.
And I hear you on that. However, I'll tell you what sucks lately, and I bet you guys have noticed this. Have you noticed the quality of the squeezed mustard bottles has gone down considerably in the last year or so? And once the mustard gets half full, it's a total pain in the butt to get the mustard out. It almost gets to the point where you just want to throw it away and buy a new one, which I think is what they want you to do.
No, I don't have that issue. You know the issue I have with mustard? And it gets watery. And, like, when it's watery, it turns me off. Like, I'm just like, ugh, I don't want that.
But you got to shake it.
Just clip that. Yeah, I still shake it.
I have not noticed the quality of mustard in the bottle going.
You can literally just clip the last 20 seconds and pop that on a board easily. Yeah.
Just going to say that.
You just got to shake it. No, it's like, I don't know. But I am a mustard guy, especially my daughter loves soft pretzels. Loves them.
I love soft pretzels, too. I can't really have them. But, like, today, spicy brown, my lunch today, I've actually been eating it before going on the air. Lunch today was spicy brown mustard on a wrap with sweet lemon and bologna and American cheese.
You in that Lebanon?
Lebanon bologna.
Lebanon? Not like the country.
Lebanon. It's not. It's not from Lebanon.
I've never heard of this before until I started working with you.
Yeah, it's like a Pennsylvania Dutch thing, Lebanon bologna.
Oh.
It's sweet cured bologna. So think cured like salami, how they cured the salami.
Sure.
But it's sweet. And it tastes like some people used to eat it. Like I remember a friend used to eat it with butter on the bread. Like white bread, butter, and then Lebanon bologna and cheese.
Okay.
I like it with mustard. It is so good. And so my little girl, Bella, she calls it daddy bologna. So when I make her lunch, she goes, I want daddy bologna.
Ah.
So that's what she had in lunch today, daddy bologna sandwich.
Now, when I go to the Giant, I don't talk to the meat cutter. I just whatever's in this already pre-cut.
Yeah, that's an amateur move.
Well,
but
what
I
do you
understand.
mean? So will they have Lebanon bologna ready in that meat?
So at Wegmans, they only sell it in the packages. They don't sell fresh
Gotcha.
sliced.
Yeah.
They used to sell the fresh sliced, and then I'd have to do it. But the stuff that's in the package is good. The problem with doing what you do in the self-service is they cut it once. Like I like my cold cuts sliced thin.
What do you tell them?
Slice thin, please.
Okay.
And then they always hold it up. And it's like, I told you slice thin. I'm going to tell you that that's fine regardless. They always say, is this thin enough? It's like, yeah. Even if it's not, I'm going to say yes. It's your job to know that. But no, like if you go to the ones that are already cut, for the most part, they're not cut thin enough.
Do you taste it? Do you like if it's thin?
I don't want. I'm not eating
sample?
off their hands.
Okay.
No.
I didn't know.
Sometimes they give some cheese to the kids.
Oh,
and
yeah,
you get
always.
the cheese or whatever. Yeah. But yeah, no, I don't.
No, I haven't taken a number at the deli in a long time.
Really?
No.
Oh,
if it's cut, because I can go turkey, I can go ham, I can go roast, I can go wherever you want.
I know everybody in the Wegmans. I know that Lee's the meat guy, big listener. There's a deli guy that listens.
Do you go to one at King of Prussia or
college?
Okay,
Yes.
I didn't. Yeah,
2
I
minutes
know
from
where
my
you're
house.
at. I know where you're at. Yeah.
I've been to the King of Prussia one. No, but I'm well known in. I was in there last night at 11 o'clock. Shopping.
Was Russ there too as well?
Russ was not there at 11 o'clock. Russ Joy was not there at 11 o'clock. But I got the stuff I needed, man. Got good stuff.
Yeah.
Got some chicken.
I went to the store yesterday too as well. I got pretzel rods.
Oh, we were talking about it on the air. Oh,
I got Hanover pretzel rods.
Do you know what I bought? And that's what went in my sandwich today. Pirate booty.
Really? You
the
eat
biggest bag. It's like a $10 bag.
You eat that?
I put it in the wrap with the Lebanon bologna and cheese, or if it's ham and cheese, and I eat it in the wrap. A couple of them. I love pirate booty. Man.
Daughter loves it.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, I got it because my other daughter likes it for a snack, so it's like, all right, let me get the pirate booty.
Oh yeah. I'm good on the pirate booty.
Coming up.
I just like the name.
Last call for the voice memos and the text messages. We'll clean that up. Also, the YouTube chat recap is coming up next. Middays with Marks 97.5.
The Phillies can't seem to keep.
31 minutes.
All right, we're back. Middays with Marks and Brace and Dutz. Ray and Ricky. Coming up next. Ricky and Ray. That sounds like a cool name. Ricky Ray.
Ricky Ray.
Ricky Ray coming up next. Phils and Braves this weekend. Give me a prediction on that series. Let's do predictions here.
Let's go Fightins. They find a way to win tonight. And Sanchez lose Sunday night on Peacock. Take 2 out of 3.
So Sanchez wins Saturday, and then they lose
Sunday with Painter.
Yeah.
Bats get going a little bit here. Everybody could take a deep breath to a point.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of confidence in this happening.
Well, you shouldn't. I'm not here to. Yeah, I can't lie to you. I mean, everything has been ugly about this team as of late. But who's next on the schedule for the fighting?
Well, I think they go to Chicago, and then they go to Atlanta.
That is correct.
So this is not going to
Giants. After that Atlanta series again, the Giants.
That is the Giants.
Yep.
This is a 9-game homestand. They're wrapping up.
Yep.
You got to go 6-3, 5-4. Now, I'm going to do in quotes. It's early.
It's early.
I don't know if you know that. It's early, Sean.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get going here this weekend.
Be nice.
I just don't know how they do that. Is Bohm going to turn it around? Is Otto Kemp going to get a start? And I mean, some of these guys need to produce.
Well, how many home runs can Schwarber hit in a game?
4.
There you go. Start there.
Oh, do I need to look at a Schwarber bomb tonight? It's going to be warm.
I'm always
and we've nailed him the last couple times we've called him.
He's incredible. He's Babe Ruth, man. He really is. So much fun to watch at the dish.
A lot of times they're sitting at about 240 for one home run, and then for 2 you're looking at close to 2 or sometimes over. So it's definitely worth sprinkling a little bit on both, especially if you hit it. If you hit one, then it's like, all right, the rest is gravy. We have a Flyers voice memo on the Davis Honda text line. What do we got?
Gentlemen, are you fired up? Let's go Flyers!
Give him the horn.
How about that?
Give him the horn, Sean. So I can't tell. You can take it off. Is it too much? Almost every Flyer fan that calls in to give him the horn.
Well, that's what we got to do here.
I mean, it is before the playoffs.
Yeah.
We hit it like 5 times in the first 5 minutes. So
For sure.
I think we're okay.
Oh, no, we were flyered up, as they say, to start the show.
We do have 2 good NBA games tonight that mean a little something. Win and you're in.
We do?
Yeah, we got the Hornets and Magic. That's a 3.5-point spread, and then the Warriors and Suns tonight.
Hornets are on the road, 3.5-point favorites.
Yeah, that tells you all you need to know there. And they dominated the Magic this year in the regular season. So give me the Hornets in that one. Warriors and Suns, Devin Booker is just not good enough for me. For my money.
Why are they favored in that game, though?
I know. Tell me about it.
It's the Suns line.
Give me the Warriors. I'm going Warriors and Hornets.
Sixers are now 12.5-point underdogs on the Celtics.
Oh, yeah.
What do you like as far as the point spread?
Oh, yeah, no.
Blowout?
Yeah, give me the Celtics. I'll lay the number. And it pains me to say that. It does.
All right.
I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm blue.
You may be.
Monday.
Oh, that would be the best thing ever.
Yeah, it'd be great.
They win the game.
It'd be great.
They win the game. All right, Dutsy, let's get to the YouTube chat recap. What do we have?
It's time for the YouTube chat recap.
How about filling us in? Let me tell you something else, man.
Watch us live on YouTube every single weekday.
I can't lie. Let me tell you something.
It's the Middays with Marks YouTube chat recap.
Hit me.
I think AJ's desire to leave is overstated and is something that can be smoothed over. He had one bad season by his standards. Colby from the YouTube chat.
Okay, so Colby, why? To everybody that wants to say, no, this is the media creation, I think it could be fine. Well, if he doesn't end up getting traded, that's what they're going to have to go with. It can be fine, it can be smoothed over, because there's not going to be a choice. But doesn't it feel like that choice is the least likely scenario to happen?
Mm-hmm.
AJ hasn't come out and said, I don't want to be traded. He hasn't put out a message to reporters saying that hasn't happened. His agent hasn't tried to work that behind the scenes. Howie Roseman gives every opportunity to shut this down. I don't need to explain this anymore, do I?
Nope.
All right, what's next?
The most telling step of this A.J. Brown saga will be if the Eagles draft a wide receiver in the first 3 rounds. If they do, that is a guaranteed sign that he is gone. Webster from Lancaster.
What's up, Webster?
Yeah, I can get down with that. I mean, how many receivers you going to have in that place? Right? If they do draft a receiver, yeah, that tells you all you need to know. He's right with that assessment.
But we already know. We already know that.
Well, it's going to knock down those naysayers even more if they do draft a receiver in the first 3 rounds.
I don't believe they draft a receiver in the first 3 rounds.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Offensive line, defensive line, tight end. That's my prediction for the first 3 picks.
You got to see what falls to him. You never know.
Well, I know you're a best player available. You don't
Yeah.
go off the draft board.
No.
And I look specifically for need. That's my philosophy. All right, what's next?
Brace looks like the golf pro who gives you and your wife a joint lesson. And when you go to the bathroom, he says to your wife, "Hey, so what are you doing later?" MBD from the YouTube chat.
Smoke while smoking a cigarette?
That ain't right, man. You can't mess with somebody else's,
So everything
significant other.
Everything else was accurate except that last part.
Yeah. Well, you got to respect the fact that somebody's in a relationship, especially. Come on, man.
You do?
Yeah.
Well, you do.
Yes, you should.
But you do look like the golf pro that may not do that.
I could see that. Yeah.
You agree, Dutz?
I do, yes.
Okay. All right, what's next?
Mike Trout is so interesting, such a wasted talent, simply because he liked living in Cali. He's basically a forgettable name when he could have been one of the greats. Andrew from the YouTube chat.
No, he is one of the greats. Stop it. And if you haven't been paying attention this past week, all right, well, all you need to know is he's still able
He's
to
been
do
spat
it.
5 home runs in the Yankee series.
But the question is, will people remember a lot of what he did? Because he was with the Angels.
All right, so honest question. What's the Mike Trout memory? What's the go-to number one thing you think about Mike Trout? Like, what's the play?
Him striking out Shohei Ohtani in the WBC.
Seriously,
No,
he has no notable moment.
MVPs, and that's it.
Yeah.
Those are so long. They're so long removed, though.
There's
This whole,
3 of them.
Right, I understand that, but I'm just saying, like, this whole tenure with the Angels, everything that he's done, even though he hasn't been able to stay healthy, is going to be forgotten.
You know what it's like?
Over there.
It's like Tony Gwynn with the Padres. Tony Gwynn, I mean, he had no playoff success. He had no big signature moment.
Oh, yeah.
Because the team wasn't good enough. Tony Gwynn's a great player. He wasn't good enough. And Mike Trout, how do you have Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani on the same team and you don't even play a playoff game?
Ohtani left before him and made the playoffs and then won a World Series before Trout did. Like, that just can't happen.
That's crazy to even think about like that. Yeah, you talk about the Padres days from back in those days, man. Yeah. John Kruk, formerly.
That was a great trade.
There you go.
They got Randy Reddy and John Kruk.
What a
Randy
great
Reddy was
name.
the second baseman
Great
for
name.
Chris James.
Wow.
And Krucker was playing left field a little bit. He was a left fielder / first baseman at the time. So he did play some left field with the Phillies. He still had some athleticism to do it. But then he very quickly became a first baseman.
Randy Reddy.
There's the pitch. Kruk, for people that may not be old enough to have watched him play, Kruk was an excellent hitter, a lifetime 300 hitter. But Dutch used to tell the story in the minors that Kruk used to just come up to the plate and be, where do you want me to put it? And he would just poke it out to left field. He would slap it to left. He would it's a great hitter. Great hitter.
And great in the booth.
He sure is. What's next?
John holds the distinct record for the only media member to ever be rejected by Rossini. Money Mar from the YouTube chat.
That ain't right, Money Mar.
If I would have interviewed her early, I would have been just like these other losers out there defending her.
Oh, she's great.
Probably. She would have made me feel good. I would have thought I had a chance.
Yeah.
Even men that are married that wouldn't be interested in actually doing the deed, it makes you feel good that an attractive woman is is making you feel good, is being nice to you. And it's like, wow, you know what? She seems like she thinks I'm attractive.
Yeah.
Because every interview, everybody that had a relationship with her, oh, Diana, oh, she's a great NFL insider. Oh. Bo Wolf's embarrassing himself over PHLY with the way he's handling it.
Yeah, I don't really keep up. I see it on the timeline. A lot of people are coming after those guys. Whatever. At the end of the day, she had a lot of people that she was friendly with in the sports world.
But the difference is, I think before he was a Diana defender, and it was like, you people are all wrong. She's the greatest ever.
Yes.
You don't know what you're talking about.
She doesn't make anything up.
Yeah, that's the egg on the face is that, no, you're actually the idiots. She's great at it, and then she gets caught with Mike Vrabel.
You know, real quick, I know we were talking about Kruk there just for a second.
Yep.
Like, whatever happened to the fact of, remember he was talking about oiling up Garcia? Man, I want to see that guy get oiled
He's had a
up.
lot of them, man.
The last time.
It was Sunday with the Xfinity Mobile thing.
Yeah, we need that.
McCarthy was telling him that he got an alert on his phone, and Kruk was telling him, let's just go to the house and just beat him right now.
Yeah, that was all weird.
Yeah, I don't know what that was, but he's always hilarious.
He's out of his mind.
He is, for sure. All right, so Trish had texted you, Dutsy, is that correct?
Correct.
What'd she say?
She said, I was watching some of the show. Turns out Chrissy Freud, multiple mutuals on Instagram, confident we can get her on.
So it's the reporter that got fired because she put a tweet out blasting Diana Rossini after she put the resignation letter. They fired her from the USA Today.
That ain't right.
And Trish said that they have mutuals. We might be able to get her on the air.
Trish is LSU famous. So if it's going to be any of us.
Oh, she went to LSU too.
Correct. So, she's got the in there.
Nice.
Here's what I say to that. Yep.
Yeah, we'll have her on.
Hell yeah. Are you kidding me? An opportunity to crush Diana Rossini?
My cousin-in-law who got married, he's like, man, I can't get enough of you guys talking about Rossini. I'm like, yeah, that's 2 weeks. He's like, probably 2 more at least.
At what point does it go away? Is the Athletic going to come out with the investigation?
I don't know.
Do they determine? They're like,
Vrabel's going to have to talk on it.
Is he?
Yes.
I don't think he talks on
Well,
it.
no matter what, he's going to say something.
He's going to be asked.
He's going to be asked. So that
I think he shuts it down.
Okay, that's fine. But then at least there's a conversation there. The way people continue to react to it is the crazy part. It's not Rossini. It's not Vrabel. It's everybody else losing their minds.
It's because she had a chance to shut it down the right way, which was to resign with dignity and not blame anybody and take it on the chin, because that's what you need to do. When you mess up, even if you feel like, you know what, like I've been done dirty, it isn't as bad as people are saying. Yeah, obviously what I got caught doing. But my entire career has been now thrown into question, and I am a reputable reporter. Nobody's actually going to believe that, because no one would probably believe it anyway. But at least, like, we love to give second chances.
Yeah.
If she would have handled herself the right way, I would be like, you know what? You kind of do feel bad for her.
She's a cool chick. Let's grab a beer.
Yeah, I would have never done that, but I'm just saying. It could have been done. All right. Well, listen. I'm predicting a Flyers win.
Same.
And a 76ers loss.
I'm not.
And the Phillies losing 2 or 3.
Oh, no, definitely not there with you.
Yeah. Yeah. But the good thing is the Flyers will be reacting to the weekend, and we'll come in. There's a Game 2 Monday at 7 o'clock. And then Wednesday. So we're going to get games pretty much every day next week, which is going to be awesome. All right, coming up next, it's Ricky and Ray. Ricky on remote location because he's got the Phillies pregame. But Ray Dunn, Ray and Ricky, unfiltered, is coming up next. Dutsy, great job. Thank you, Nate. And Zach. Zach in today doing the YouTube?
Yes.
He is. Thank you, Zach. All right, see you.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
A big test for the Phillies. I'm Brandon Dutz, and the Phillies start a huge series tonight with the Atlanta Braves, who currently sit atop the NL East. It's been a tough start for the Phils, coming off a series loss to the Cubs. Jim Salisbury of NBC Sports